conquer every mountain shown, but I've never crossed the river. Brave the forest, brave the stone, brave the icy winds and fire, braved and beat them on my own, yet I'm helpless by the river. Angel, angel, what have I done? I face the quakes, the wind, the fire. I've conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river? Angel, angel, what have I done? I faced the quakes, the wind, the fire. I've conquered country, crown and throne. Why can't I cross this river? Pay no mind to the battles you've won. It'll take a lot more than rage and muscle. Open your heart and hands, my son, or you'll never make it over the river. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Nature, nurture, heaven. It'll take a lot more than words and guns, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. Conquer every mountain. The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. Brave the forest, brave. It'll take a lot more than words and guns. Brave the icy winds, a whole lot more than riches and muscle. Brave and beat them on my The hands of the many must join as one, and together we'll cross the river. And together we'll cross the river. And together we'll cross the river. Nature, nurture, heaven and home. And together we'll cross the river. Nature, nurture, heaven and home. And together we'll cross the river.
That's a great song. You're right, David. I haven't heard that in a long while. And was up. I was going to say hard dicks and airplanes, but I don't want to type that out. It's permanently on record now, but I remember that as a kid growing up. My uncles used to say, like, "What's up, man?" Like, hard dicks and airplanes. Not always. Depends on what you consider up to. And Carl just did a memorial I guess, stream for Valley Parks, and I recommend you guys. I'll pull up the link. Go over if you want to send Valley family some flowers or anything. They're hey, Dr. Bass. But I watched Carl stream before I started, so. And I hope Kyle comes and joins us today. Not really. Scott got kind of pissed off about it. I get it, but I mean, I was trying to get the boy to settle down and just sit there and join the show like a human being, but he didn't. I don't think he has manners. And I guess Globies. This is psychology to me. I think it is. I think that they feel like they're being abandoned by flat earthers because you're not, enjoying in the festivities of NASA. Telescope work. I look at NASA more than most normies. I have a telescope. I use it. That didn't mean that I thought, hey, I want to get to the planet one day. When I was really younger, I actually believed that stuff to a point. But then I'd ask questions, just like how they explain things, and it just sparked interest in me. And there's something deep inside you that goes, something ain't right, Just my opinion. But I started asking questions about what they called science. And they didn't really have sufficient explanations for it. You guys agree? Hey, Dr. Bass, how you doing, man? Had to get that off my chest right quick. I think they most of these anti-flat earthers, they call them, or the people that are fighting for a globe and to squash this flat earth thing once and for all. They don't even know what they're telling. Don't even know what we're talking about. They're on this, like, they're misguided is the word I want to look for. And I want to shout out Carl one more time. I got to find that. I just watched it, so I got to go back and look it up. I got my dashboard open, looking through all my lives. And the weather's been bad here. I would have done my rainbow thing, but between work, rain, and trying to get the truck fixed, I got everything I need to hopefully finish off the truck, get it working by next week. I got to find that washer, and I had to get a pipe wrench today. I got one at Walmart, so I can take the fan off, so I can reach in top of the manifold fully and find the damn thing, so I put the thing together. It's just there's always something or other in life. I think that's really what it is. I was looking for Carl's last stream. I got copyright issues on 8 hours ago. Really? I want to do something about that. I wonder what it is. Selling the drama. It says it's visible. Yeah. Doesn't say I'm restricted for anything. Wants me to take actions and get rid of live selling the drama and the post for video played. I'm not going to do that. Those are good videos. But they think it'll be a copyright issue. But I don't think post for or live is going to, hey, Roger, don't play my music on your show. People might learn we're a band and we're playing music, Just somebody may run across like, I like that song, I got to get the Cardinals. Hold on. Got to get back to home with this thing. I'm trying to use the screen I have open for my studio. Keep going back. I still haven't got everything monetized yet. I got this one open to Flat Earth. Welcome to Flat Earth. And I left my Flat Earth book at work kind of intentionally. I showed some of my fellow former. They might be former. One of them told me, I'm not going to even think about that or believe it. And I'm like, I'm not asking you to believe Jack, dude. Like, I showed her Welcome to Flat Earth, the book, and I said, I look here, and I started breaking out how they're breaking down Alberoni's observations and showing how invalid they are with the sphere. It's pre-assumed that this is sphericity, just the drop over distance from your line of sight. That's all it was. Hey, Andrew. Yeah, I sent you a link. It's in the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna go find. I'm gonna get to Valley Park still. He did a memorial stream for. Well, he already did his memorial. I think this is like a memorial call out for people to send, flowers and stuff to Valley, the family. They're gonna have a small ceremony or something. Is what he was saying. And from everything I've seen Valley Parks do since I've been here, she's a good girl, man. She was steadfast. She didn't let any of this crap get to her. And a lot of the people do let this wear on them. I'm getting older every year. There's my history. It ain't quite the same as it used to be. There it is. You want to send flowers to Valley? The address is in the stream. I should open it up and just show it to everybody too, in case you want to write it down. I'm gonna copy this thing and put it in the chat. It's been a long night. We had the busiest day this year so far. They went through by the lunch. They went through 8 solid. I call them briskets. They call them roast beef. It's just a huge brisket-sized chunk of roast beef in gelatin form. They went through 8 of them by lunch or right after lunch. That's been the most I've seen people go through. I got there, they were just slammed. The place was a wreck. But again, when I get there, I take reins over and start cleaning the place up, get it going good, best I can. But we weren't quite as busy as they were. But we stayed steady all night long. But the first 2 hours I was there, I took over at 4, and I was by myself. It was fun. I'm just a cog in the machine. Seems like it. If you'd ask me growing up, would I like to be Arby's employee? The answer would be no. I'll get the address up here. I'll find it where you can send Valley Park flowers. We can just play the whole thing. I don't think Carl will mind. I think he doesn't talk for the first 2 minutes. I don't think he knew that he was actually live yet, or he was in the background. And he made a joke about it. Hey, Memorial. How you doing? So that's Carl. Okay. I had to fast forward.
On the Jets.
Nobody needs to know there half few people were there. If you weren't there, now you can't forget it. I'll see if I can send her family some flowers too. But right away, I got a pen right here. I think I was at work when he did the stream too. Trying to get my crap organized. Been a heck of a day. Come on, Carl. Speak, boy. Speak. Hey, Logical. Did anybody see that clip?
Hey, Accidental Alchemist. Hello today. How are you?
The astronauts, when they boiled Kemp and asked him a question in Washington or wherever the hell they were. I have no idea.
Hello.
I think they were in Washington. I'm not really sure. I think they were doing a conference or something. They just kept on going. That was bad.
Waiting on other people to get in. I'm going to read a couple details for everybody, if possible. For Valley Park, where to send some flowers and stuff. So.
Jay Carl's
that's
good
what
too.
I'm doing.
Just by talking to him. So I'll wait
sitting here chilling right now. Waiting on people to come in. So. Anyway. Other than that, I'm just chilling out. Where I've been working in my garden and stuff like that. Hey, Carol. Okay, I'll wait for you, Carol. It's not a problem. Please share this. Yes. We'll send it out, and then we'll go and I'll read out some details. I'm not going to stay on long. So
We'll get to the address and it's sobering, actually. Think about it. Every time you hear about somebody you know, I've already lost enough of my own. It's going to happen.
Anyway, I'm just chilling out.
But
got some badass pictures of the moon and
I ain't
Venus
worried
last
about it.
night.
Hey, Captain.
They were right beside each other, pretty much. Jupiter ought to come and play in a couple days. So I'm just chilling. I
I'm
appreciate
Carl
y'all being here.
Chapstick. He needs some. He keeps licking his lip.
Said I'm just waiting.
I think it's
I didn't do StreamYard today
My
for
brother
some
bites
reason.
his
It wouldn't
nails.
let me. Kept saying I was in the studio.
I kind of rock there once
backstage.
in a while. That's what I do.
Why am I backstage for? It's my StreamYard. It's crazy. Hey, Sue Finelli. Okay, it won't take me long. Well, anyway, get you a pen and piece of paper, Sue, and I'll read this off for you real quick.
What you got there, caveman?
Give you a second. I know you can't stay.
I guarantee you something to do
Anyway,
with the
it's when everything, any kind of flowers or anything sent to Our Lady of
I
Perpetual
think I've seen this
Help.
before, Captain.
So, Our Lady of Perpetual Help.
I got goo on my damn mouth.
11
Hard to move around.
42 East Elm
Yeah, something to do with a
Street,
globe.
Lafayette.
Fake that
That's
shit. They're fucking with us. You
LAFOLLETTE,
know it.
Tennessee 37766.
I'll wait till he puts it up on the screen before I write it down.
Hey, Flat Sandra.
Make sure I get it right. Flat Sandra was there. Everybody's from the boundary over there.
I did send Carol. I did send out a notification, said I was going to come on live at 2, but I was a couple minutes behind. Hey, Bill and Tono. You're on break too? Okay. Well, write this down. It's send any kind of flowers or anything to Our Lady of Perpetual Help, 1142 East Elm Street, Lafayette, Tennessee, 37766.
Hold on a minute, guys. Before he reveals this, I'm just going to get rid of trolls from now on, dude. If you're here to troll my brother's keeper, you aren't your brother's keeper, dude. And your name's not Cain or Abel. Don't come in here playing that game. Come over here trying to like say shit. I was not banned from Nathan Oakley's. I was there earlier today. Pretty simple. So take a message back to your friends. Okay? Don't come over here stirring up shit. There's no reason for the drama. I got enough already. I'm going to put you in timeout for now. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to think about it before you say anything else. Just that simple. Nobody needs it. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, Lafayette is LA capital FOLLETTE. And that's Tennessee 37766. 1142 East Elm Street. Our Lady of Perpetual Help. Maybe I can get this on there and get it for you. I don't know if it'll.
Oh, there you go.
Up. There we go.
I'm going to pause that there for you guys. So I can write it down too. And if you're still watching there, my brother's keeper, you should send Valley Park some flowers just because you're being an asshole, dude. Nobody can ask you why you would come over and ask a question like, why'd you get banned from Nathan Oakley's? I didn't know anything about that. Nobody said I was banned from Nathan Oakley's. Neil's pissed off at me because I got Kiwi's book. I bought it. It was bought for me, actually. You know. You're just going to sink yourself in that drama. That's why I did the stream I did last night. Our Lady. They seem like a Catholic organization. Yeah. They have a lot of sway in the world. Let's put it that way. Perpetually helping everybody. And I had to kick Monkey Cat Pat last night. I should have kicked him earlier. Probably kept Scott on. I'd rather have Scott on than Monkey Cat Pat. I was just trying to give him a few minutes. But sometimes I understand. You ask questions like, why are you a flat earther? You haven't been paying attention. There's not a why question. It's why are you a glober? Why are you just going to believe everything they tell you without you actually testing things out for yourself and learning on your own? Without, I guess you just want to fit in with the club. Don't want to get made fun of. Want to be hanging out with the cool kids. There's no such thing as cool. You know, almost got this written down. Hope you guys got it. If you're going to help them out, send them some flowers, send something for her family. I'd do it. Hey, Matthew Eastman, how are you doing, sir? Long time no see. There's a link in there if you want to come up. And even you, my brother's keeper. I didn't know. I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna go over to my actual Nathan Oakley's channel and see if I'm banned because I'm a member on Nathan Oakley's channel. So, since you brought that up, if I got banned from Nathan Oakley's, I'm no longer a member of Nathan Oakley. Then am I? Let's see. Nathan Oakley 1980 is the channel that I'm actually a member at. Been following him for a while. I've helped support him financially. So if I'm banned from Nathan Oakley, I'm no longer a member over here on the channel. Let's see. Let's go to a stream. I can go to a members only stream. Look at it. Let's see. Well, looks like I'm still there. Yeah. Hey, post.
The fact that
there we go. This plan
is material, right? So when you offer to help, and then you're taking shit out of your website, cutting in and pasting it in Nathan's book, then you're going to turn around and say, well, this stuff is mine. I really should have co-authorship. He planned this whole shit. The more and more.
No, that's all Adam wanted was to put his name on it with him because he was helping him put it together and write it, you know. Are you working, Matthew? I hear you. I just got done doing that myself about an hour ago. So let's go over to Nathan's secondary channel and see if I can't get in there. Yeah, I must be banned. I don't know. He's not doing a live right now. As soon as I go on live with Neil, he'll try to use his God mod to kick me out, but I'm a moderator myself, so I can't get kicked out. Let's just go to Nathan Oakley, his Nathan Oakley channel. He's not live right now, so I can't do anything there. Is that 1980? It's 1980. Wrong one. Let's go back. There it is. Okay. Well, I don't seem to be banned. Let's see. I click on this one. Premieres in 12 days, and this.
Not. Is it real? Is it CGI? How high were they? From sea level to the person who has the.
So my brother's keeper. You're full of shit. All right. Hey, Pushing, how you doing? And if you guys get a chance to send Valley Parks to his family something, some flowers or anything, if you can. If not, say prayers for him. That's what I do. I'll let them a message, told him I'll send him prayers. He's going to go to the service, I think, what it looks like. That's just what I needed. That's a great segue. Scott put out another song.
All right, thank you all very much. This place has some cool vehicles in it, so we'll dedicate this next song to the vehicles in the room.
Shout out, Scott. He's a drummer.
That's a new one. To the trucks? Yeah, there's a car behind the truck. Rat rod. There's some kind of a cat. There's a really big cat on top of that truck.
That's what I was trying to come up with, a rat.
I've heard this song. Yeah, enjoyed it.
much that goes out to that Camaro on the other side of that big truck with the cat on top of it.
That was funny. That was a nice way out, wasn't it? Well, gentlemen and ladies, I was watching things on spiders earlier. For some reason, they think spiders evolved. And they're like, we didn't understand this stuff. Why did they do this? Because spiders are actually created by an intelligent designer, very smart man named God. The Father God, he created everything, and they had their own purposes. But he gave everything a consciousness almost, it seems like. And these spiders seem pretty conscious. They can recognize things and they can react to them. And they actually have like personalities and stuff. And tell me that this happened from a big bang. You're smoking crack. Well, you're not smoking. You're probably smoking fentanyl by now. You're leaning in a ditch over here going, oh, God, I don't know. Why am I even here? I had believed all the bullshit they taught me. It's a wonder some people make it so far. Maybe for the grace of God, that's what I'm thinking. It's not really a salvation issue, whether you know the earth is flat or not. It's just common sense that goes in. The heavens are actually a wonderful place. And staring at them, looking at them, trying to figure out where they're going, what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't worship that. You worship the man who made that shit. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? You get where I'm going with this. Am I making any sense? I'm trying to get back to the history. Pull up this little documentary on these spiders. They're cool. I'm trying to remember the name of these spiders. They're kind of in the huntsman family. Yep, the spiders say that, yeah. But this spider actually hunts the spiders that are daring to fly to come in. Some of these spiders eat other spiders. But they did tests with them and stuff. I don't think that we have any right to test on spiders by any means, you know. To admire them, understand how they work, yeah. But like experimenting on creation, that's messed up, I think, personally. Let's see if I can get back to my YouTube. There it is. The spiders. Look out for the spiders. These are jumping spiders. You've probably heard of them. I think the huntsman is a jumping spider, or part of the same genus. I hate using technical terms. You know what a genus is? It's a classification of each species. There's a genus. Let's say a cat is a genus. A dog is a genus. And they were put here for us to a point, you know. I would call them mankind's little helpers. Pretty cool, aren't they?
A small spider begins its day asleep, nestled inside its web hammock.
At the beginning, and I'll turn it up. Yeah, I'll do my rainbow experiment hopefully at the end of this week. Right now, I'm dealing with rain, almost freezing conditions constantly. No sunlight I can play with. This girl gets into the evolution of it. And especially the eyes. I don't know why they go to the eyes, because Darwin could never square that circle at all. Can you imagine it? Ears and eyes. How did they evolve? What caused them to evolve? And how about this? This thing almost seems like it has a consciousness and a personality to go on it, but it doesn't have speech. But they're pretty cool. We'll see how long this thing is. We got about 30 minutes worth of shit here, don't we? Yeah, almost 40. Oh, Andrew's here. Can you imagine it? Ears and eyes. How did they evolve? What caused them to evolve? Kill the YouTube, Andrew. I can hear me. There's no speech. But they're pretty cool. You're on a delay, aren't you? We got about 30 minutes. Oh, we'll let him catch up. Andrew. Testing 1, 2. Mic check.
How did the kill the YouTube, man? I can hear me.
There he goes. He got it.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my audio settings real quick here.
Yeah.
Things got changed around.
You got a nice echo chamber over there. I can hear. It's kind of like my room now because a lot of the things that were baffling my room, I need to soundproof it a little better. I have a nice little desk and a library over here. I'm gonna eventually put my computer in, and I'm gonna put some baffling over there. That way, it doesn't reverberate off the walls like it's doing now. Make the mic sound a lot better. And I still got to get my other microphone set up when I get a chance. Isn't that cool with the spider though? I'm telling you. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 eyes there. Testing. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Pass the
Every
mic.
time I do an update on my computer, things change.
Yeah.
It always messes with the audio settings. But
Oh,
you did call Valley Parks,
Yeah.
Valerie. You called her a him a couple times, just to clarify.
I don't think I was talking about Carl when
She
I
is a
said
woman.
Yeah, I know Valley's a woman. Yes, well aware of that. I thought
Now
I
what
called
the fuck?
her.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you hear me? I just had to like kick a deplorable. He was coming back in here. It challenged me to the same thing I've already disputed with somebody else, Jesse Pathelite, the same observation too. I don't know. I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again and explaining it all.
what the fuck?
Are you all right there, Andrew? Ah. What kind of update did you do? Well, why he's doing that? Well, I'll start this video.
It spun from silk. And here it looks like the spider does something scientists thought only vertebrates can do. Something characterized by muscle twitching, eye movements, and memory consolidation, REM sleep. This is the first hint that what we're looking at is not a typical invertebrate. This is a jumping spider, and inside of its head is a brain the size of a poppy seed, a cluster of a few 100,000 neurons packed into a space barely a millimeter across. A mouse brain, for
I'm just going to
comparison.
say that you're not the mind, obviously. This is just right there in your face. There's more to creation than the mental acuity that your brain cells can put together.
Has 70 million neurons. And somehow, some way, scientists think this tiny brain is one of the most capable in the invertebrate world. People have sensed this for a long time, especially the people who keep jumping spiders as pets. They are loved not just because they look like a Pixar invention, it's because they have big personalities and a level of awareness you just don't see in other creatures this small. And this isn't just a layperson's impression. Science agrees. They can jump far, yes, but they also jump with extreme precision. They're able to learn more quickly than much larger animals, vertebrates even, like pigeons. Some can even plan routes, keeping a detailed mental picture of their goal even when it's no longer in sight.
Pretty amazing.
They can recognize other spiders as individuals, as rivals, mates, or familiar neighbors. And some species perform one of the most elaborate and beautiful courtship dances known in the animal kingdom. And astonishingly, jumping spiders might even have an inner world, a world that they dream about every night. I had hoped to find one in the wild that I could show you in this video, but at the time of writing this, it's February in New England. I figured I was going to have to wait until summer to find one in the woods and release this video much later. But to my complete surprise, the other day I found one. In the middle of a blizzard. I was clearing a path for my dog in the 2 feet of snow we just got, and excavated an old dog bowl that had been sitting upside down here and buried for who knows how long. And there it was. It's hard to see, but
Hey, Andrew, you get the audio working good? Oh, you type something in the back chat. No, nobody's running away from you, dude. That's funny. Deplorable back here in the back saying that we're both running away from him. That's a crying shame, dude. I just go get the Jesse Patholite videos. He did the same thing. And you can go watch that episode. That'll answer his questions. I don't know what makes him an expert on the topic anyways. I've done my own observations.
it's there, asleep, curled inside its hammock.
Hey, Dan.
Maybe even dreaming. So how can such a small spider with such a small brain be this smart? Why does it seem so different from other spiders? How do scientists even measure intelligence in an
How do
animal like
scientists do
this?
anything?
And in what ways can these tiny predators rival or even surpass animals with brains many times larger?
Hope they had to throw the biosphere in there. I got a positive
Of the
one.
50,000 known species of spiders, jumping spiders make up about 6,000 species. They're small, hairy spiders with compact bodies and short, sturdy legs, and are found on every continent except Antarctica. And even within this group, there is a huge amount of diversity.
Oh, hold
Some,
on.
like
Did I hear that right? That there's a continent called Antarctica. Okay.
Portia spiders, are relatively large and feed on other spiders. Other jumping spiders are smaller. Some are cuter, some less cute. Some even mimic other dangerous things like ants or scorpions. Some have colors so vibrant it's hard to believe. Others
I just didn't let
camouflage
them in the room.
remarkably well. The largest
I've had this
species,
conversation.
aptly called the giant jumping spider,
Literally, I've had the same observation he brought to me. And I explained it myself. It's not hard to do. It took 3 shows to just literally break it all down, figure out what's actually going on with what his observation was over a lake. Yeah. And he had a different lake, but the same exact notion. Sphericity over a short distance. Yeah. I forgot the whole thing, but yeah, we came to a valid conclusion, and Jesse Patholite went on his merry way and never came back.
can grow to be about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters long, which is still not that big. And the smallest known species of jumping spider is Neonella vanula, which is almost impossibly tiny, with adults measuring about 1.5 millimeters long. This one's brain would be microscopic. The one I found is extremely small. I think it's a bronze jumper. It's so small that I had trouble filming it. I don't have a macro lens. But with some magnifying glasses and a phone, we can still get a decent look. In the past, before working on this video, I never would have noticed its tiny little silk hammock on the side of that bowl. And if I had seen it crawling in my house, I wouldn't have known that it's one of the coolest animals on the planet. But even a spider this small is a terrifying predator. If you are also very small, that is. Because jumping spiders don't hunt by trapping prey in their webs like we think most spiders do. Instead, they are ambush hunters. Once a spider spots a prey animal, like a fly for example, it will stop and freeze, keeping its eyes locked onto target. Then, slowly, the spider starts to creep and its body lowers. Then, when the moment is right, it launches. The jump itself is powered primarily by the rear legs, especially the 4th pair of legs, which provide most of the thrust. Unlike vertebrates that use muscles, the jump is driven largely by hydraulic pressure. The spider rapidly increases internal fluid pressure to extend its legs explosively. The front legs are not used for propulsion. Instead, they are held forward during the leap and are the first to contact the prey. These legs help grab, pin, and stabilize the insect on landing. Almost simultaneously, the spider delivers a venomous bite to subdue the prey. If this feels familiar, it's because this is a lot like how cats hunt. Not the venom or hydraulics, obviously, but everything else. And making this even more incredible is that the spider doesn't necessarily jump at the prey. In some rare cases, it seems that they can leap through the air towards the point it has calculated that the prey is going to be, not where it is now, enabling the spider to snatch the prey out of mid-air. But how deliberate are these jumps really? Are they just flinging themselves and hoping for the best? A 2018 study gives us a hint. Researchers used high-speed video to record and analyze the jumping behavior of a regal jumping spider across a range of jumping challenges. Each jump had a different distance or different elevation. They measured the kinematics of each jump and found that the takeoff angle and body posture changed depending on the distance and elevation of the gap in front of it. You can see it easily. Look at this jump, a short horizontal jump.
He's still
the
trying to
spider
come
uses
in.
a lower takeoff angle to minimize flight time. Now look at this longer
I got
jump.
my
The
audio
spider
fixed.
uses a steeper angle, something that
Hey,
saves
do you want to
energy.
have a conversation
And
with the
farther
horrible ilk? He's trying to get in here.
Absolutely fucking not, because I'm actually in the process of contacting Interpol in regards to what he's been doing.
Good.
Yeah, I want to see him in handcuffs, and he deserves to be.
Good. I'm copyrighting my channel, and I'm going to strike everything he's put on his channel with my work. He didn't even talk over it. He just trimmed out clips and plays them over and over again.
I'm also going to be I have his email now as well, which
Good.
I'm going to dox the living shit out of him since he did it to me. And even
He
though he
did?
tries to
I
hide
didn't
his
know
identity, too late, bitch.
Well, there you go, dude. You're banned permanently from this channel. Don't come after people like that, dude. You told me you didn't agree with that on my channel, on my stream when I let you on. You didn't.
He thinks I'm not an electrician. Like, I've been doing this for 25 years. Why would I lie about that?
Andrew,
yeah.
I've known you for almost, 6 months now. You haven't really done anything to anybody over here. You don't have a reason to lie about it neither.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
What's up his ass, dude?
I don't know. He's crazy.
There you go.
That's pretty much the answer I can give. But aside
Dude,
from that,
you can contact the police all you want. You doxed him first, dude. He's back here. You see what he's put it back chat, didn't you?
No.
He said this. He said, hold on, let me get it up. Let's see. I wasn't coming in to speak with you. I want to speak to Andrew. He has publicly embarrassed me. So both of you are running away from me. I'm not running away from you, dude. Not at all. I looked at the channel you built on my work. Literally. Yeah, you're just trimming out like just little clips of me and Ryan having a conversation and putting up there and trying to psychoanalyze me in front of the whole public. Like, we're just really talking on my channel, and you're trying to make me look like I'm like stupid or suicidal and all kinds of other things in those clips. Why would I want to talk to you? I don't know, dude. And then you doxed Andrew, probably on Discord, right? That's just not right, dude. And he actually told my audience, because I was, my family got doxxed like live on a stream. Somebody went to Indeed and looked up on my family history, where my girls live. They gave out my girls' addresses and phone numbers and where I lived for the last 15 years. We were having this conversation. It's like, I don't endorse anything like that at all. I would never dox anybody. And now you're over here listening to me.
Yeah. It's just weird when people actually take the effort to find out where I work. And then they want to contact the DIR, which is the Department of Industrial Relations, and try to find out my license number.
Wow.
Yeah. What are you going to do next? Find out my social security number? I'm not giving that. Yeah. He's fucking crazy. And I have the emails and verification. I'm going to be contacting Discord and Google in regards to all of that information, and then contacting Interpol, and then you're going to get doxxed. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it.
Yeah, when the law gets involved, they want to know where you are, who you are, why the hell you're doing what you're doing.
All I know is his name is Mike, and he hides behind a fake picture. He's never been on camera as far as I know.
Yeah, I was on camera earlier. Well, saying hi to
you
everybody.
was?
Yeah, me. I was. Yeah. I
No.
did it.
The other guy.
Yeah, him. Yeah, just me.
Oh yeah. I'm on camera all the time. Yeah.
I just got. I'm still a mess from work, man. There you are, Andrew.
well,
Look at it.
my living room is a mess right now because in the process of remodeling everything. So my carpet's
nice.
ripped out. And
Yeah, I see the shop vac over there in the corner.
yeah. So it's a complete catastrophe at the moment. But.
Yeah, dude, you want to declare war on somebody? This is the wrong place to do it. And I have an appointment to copyright my channel. I'm going to the copyright office to file the paperwork. So I'm going to, protect my streams and the intellectual property that they are. That way people can't slander me in public like that. Just saying. And this is just a message to you, dude, as a person, man to man. Don't do stuff like this. It's stupid. It really, literally is dumb. We don't do that to anybody over there. We don't go after your personal life.
So here's what happened with him as well. I have everything recorded, as well as the email that was sent.
Nice. That's smart. I'm glad you're up on it there, Andrew. And supposedly I got banned from Nathan Oakley's, although I went over to the channel and I'm still a member and they're not doing a live, so I can't go in the chat, but I'm pretty sure if I'm a member, I'm still in chat. Neil may try to ban me from the secondary channel because I actually started reading QE's book, but I'm not really endorsing QE's book. I'm not saying that they didn't use the same material too in the book, but they got the housekeeping questions from Nathan's channel in there. I saw that much so far. I haven't read but the first chapter now. I didn't make him write it. Please do share some wonderful things this guy did. I don't know how to get him out of here. Let's see if I can kick him out off the thing. Yeah, he's still hanging in the back. Dude, just go away and deal with the repercussions of this crap you did. Don't try to come back in. You can't defend what if he's got it documented, it's going to happen.
What is QE's book? I didn't know he put out a book.
Oh, it's called Welcome to Flat Earth. I left it at work. I got the copy. Paul gave me money to pick it up and read it. He wants me to read the book. He asked me to, and I say, okay, I'll read it. He's still trying to come in. If I can go to my
It's like someone gets kicked out of a bar because they're drunk, and they just cause a fight. They get escorted out by security, and then they just try to force their way back in over and over.
No,
this is called delusion.
Yeah. Keith made a documentary about this crap about 3 years ago or so, and it's called Obsessed. And he actually just started documenting these trolls and what they do. And he was given just raw examples in real time how they all do the same thing. They try to dox your family. They haunt you. They keep asking you the same rhetorical questions, even though we give them our answers for it. They still keep coming back for more. They don't get it.
You mean Keith Flatzoid?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I say Keith, I'm usually talking about Flatzoid. And he's got a ton of fanfare out there. I can Jack of all trades, Aaron Armstrong. The list is endless, and they've done worse shit than this. Emails, doxing. They don't know how to stop. And I'm pretty sure Flats is his icons and stuff that he hasn't copyrighted them. I'm going to go to the copyright office and actually do something. And I don't want to see any videos you're going to throw back there, dude. After a while, the back chat will get clogged up and you won't be able to put anything else in there. The more you just keep throwing out in there, just keep throwing it in there. And I don't need to hear your side of the story. This is between you and this man, Andrew, here below me. So obviously you crossed some kind of line, dude. Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, I'm not even. So he's still typing shit in the private chat or whatever?
Back there, he's saying he want to escalate things. Like he didn't. What he did.
He did everything he did. He contacted me.
Yeah. So you're asking for trouble, dude. You really are. You're asking for legal trouble. What it sounds like right now.
Yeah, and I don't know where you live, but Interpol's going to find out. I don't need to know where you live. I don't give a flying fuck about you. Like, if you didn't exist, like, the Thanos snap. Oh,
the legal. How many legal issues do you have there, Mr. Andrew? Being an ex military personnel, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of legal problems. You just don't know how to get along in society, do you?
Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. What is he going to say next? That I'm actually a woman?
I don't know.
What's he gonna? I don't know. This.
Well, he hangs out with one of them. I'm sure he hangs out with Brenda in the chat.
Yeah. Well, Brenda is also delusional. He thinks he's a woman.
No shit. I'm getting tired of looking at the bat check.
Yeah. Fuck that. Oh. So, Hey,
Juno.
Yeah, we had an unfortunate passing away of Valley Parks.
Yes. She was a good girl, man. I don't remember calling her a dude. I think I was talking. If I did say, I was a slip up between her and Carl. I was waiting for Carl to put the address up for the charity they were using.
I don't think I ever met her, but
I was on one stream with her. I got to talk to her for a bit.
Yeah, I spoke to her on the phone multiple times. But
nice.
So I was always curious about this one particular thing. I didn't know every single answer to like what are the purpose of different colors of roses and what is their their purpose kind of thing. So red roses, love and romance, passion, desire, respect, and courage. And okay, so usually for Valentine's Day, and then white roses are for purity and innocence, new beginnings, sympathy, and remembrance, and often used in weddings and memorial services.
No, he didn't. I'm sorry. I was answering John. They were talking about one. My brother's keeper's another troll. I think he hangs out with Deplorable. A couple. But he said he asked me why I got banned from Nathan's, but I'm a member of Nathan's 1980 channel, still a member. Neil's pissed off at me. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to ban me because I'm not a mod in Nathan's regular channel, but I'm a mod in Nathan's 1980 channel. So he's not going to be able to ban me. Nathan takes away my moderator's rights, then he will. I'm not going to worry about it. I haven't done anything worth being banned for. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, it's weird how people. I'm not really sure if this is the right word, but pathological. I think it
could be. I mean, I could see that being a classification, like a pathological narcissist.
Yeah, but not just that,
you.
Stalkers.
Yeah, I had Monkey Cat Pat on. He came in. He tried to sneak in the room again. We indulged him for a bit. I think I indulged too long. Pissed Scott off. Scott left, but I eventually kicked him, and he's in there telling me what to do among strings. He doesn't know anything about any parts of these arguments at all. He's just following Red's rhetoric and all this guys over at Drunk Debunk. He wants to be their friend. So, yeah.
I've actually spoken with Red on Discord. He's pretty cordial.
Yeah, he is. But once you get into the nuance of astronomy and the spherical Earth, he becomes a complete asshole.
Yes. Yeah. The arrogance and whatever kicks in. But I was just going to go over the roses thing only because for Valerie, I think white roses are the ones. So sympathy and remembrance. Pink roses have nothing to do with it. Yellow roses is friendship and joy, cheerfulness, caring and support. And then orange roses, enthusiasm and energy. No context for that one, really. And then I didn't even know there was all these different colors of roses.
Yeah, they are. I think they've been interbreeding the genus till they get a crossbred that makes a color. They do the same with tulips too. The Dutch have been doing that for centuries.
And then black roses, I heard about that. But farewell or endings, rebirth, a major change, mystery or rebellion. True black roses do not naturally exist. Most are very dark, red, or purple varieties. And then, holy shit, there's still more colors. Holy fuck. Blue roses.
Roses are red,
mystery,
violets are blue.
and the impossible, uniqueness, fantasy, and imagination. Okay. And peach roses.
I've seen them.
Sincerity, modesty, gratitude, and appreciation. But I suppose if people are going to be sending roses, it seems like white roses would be the most appropriate.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What are you going to send Valley?
I'll probably send white roses.
There you go. Sounds like an idea. I don't know what I'm going to see if I can afford to actually send a rose. How much they cost to start with. And
roses are not cheap.
He's still got his finger on the "I'm coming back in" button. every time I kick him, I mean, why, dude? Why? It what's coming is coming. You made your bed, lie in it. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
It's like, yeah, when I was doing some prison jobs as an electrical contractor. You dumb fuck, deplorable. No kidding what your name is. That kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. In Virginia, and I was talking to a lot of the COs, and I said, how often do you see them come right back in here?
Oh,
he said, well, once they get arrested again, they have to go into county jail. And then after that, he said, it's very common. So it's a revolving door. Like, they never learn their lesson. And that's what I think deplorable he's going through right now.
We should have this conversation.
Nobody wants to be friends with me.
I'm a social misfit.
Yeah. And I already challenged him. I said, I'll put a blindfold on with my hands on my head and he can ask me questions. He declined.
It's flat, you wanker. Yes, it is. Hey, Ryan, how are we doing tonight, sir? How's the cookie? Did it crumble?
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to do that to me?
We got this place over here. There's a bakery in this area. They're like a custom cookie making place. It's called Crumble. You get the analogy, right? That's how the cookie crumbles. Uh-huh. So they have designer cookies with custard filled cookies with chocolate chips in them. They'll come up with like a pistachio cookie with a mint icing on it, and they're about the size of your face, and they're like $5 a pop. Yeah, that's quite a cookie.
Yeah, $5 a pop.
And I think that the daily ones, the ones that they put on there, like the special ones, are like $15, but they're like huge. They're like the size of the box. And they're rich.
I'd be interested. It's not too expensive, but something really stupid. You're making me remind me of something. The world's most expensive ice cream is, what was it? I think it was $6,000 an ounce. And wow. I forget what.
Where is that?
I think it's in Japan.
How do you come up with a price tag for something like that? What makes it so like rare that you're going to pay that much? Oh, I know what it is. It's the gland in the beaver's anus. That's what it is.
That's apparently where they get the blueberry flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck is the taste tester on that one?
Mm-hmm. Well, I heard Winona had a big brown beaver. You've heard that one before, haven't you? Promise. Winona had a big brown beaver, and she stroked it all the time.
Oh, yes.
That was their biggest hit back in the mid-90s, I think. Well, Cookie ain't said much. He popped off mute for a second. Are you hiding from the wife? I'm just kidding. Are you out in the garage? You're really quiet. He's talking like this. We have a special guest in the back. Have you seen him, Ryan? If I open his mic up, he's going to come here cussing. He's after Andrew and me. I don't know what for. Well,
I think he's gay for me or something.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I hope he contacts the police. You know what they're going to do? They're going to help me out with my investigation.
Well, this guy is harassing me on my job. He's talking to my employer like, because you're a flat earther. Oh my God, no. Remember Brian Mullins? Remember what happened with him? Yeah. Netanyahu went after him, and what happened to Netanyahu? George kicked the bucket not shortly after that. I don't know what exactly happened to him. I don't wish any harm like that.
He was pretty young, too. I think he was only in his mid-50s or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. I know, but George was mad, dude, at Flat Earthers. I don't know why. The same with Bob Enyart. Look at him.
Oh, that name is escaping me at the moment.
Bob Enyart is the mentor and the pastor of one William Duffy.
Oh, gotcha.
The original anti-flat earther dude. He wanted to put all us flat earthers on a rocket and shoot us into space. So he did a GoFundMe. I think he earned like $37,000 worth and took off with the money.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but he also was involved with some of the people that Jaron was involved with, like what was it? The Science Museum here in Denver, right? You know about Sue, right? The T-Rex.
No.
Oh, the T-Rex was actually investigated by an independent paleontologist. And when she did it, Nat Geo documented this investigation, and they found soft tissue in the bones of Sue and ligaments and stuff. They were pulling
okay.
apart. Yeah. So the curator of the museum is Jack Horner, and he is actually an advisor on Jurassic Park. So the credibility of the science community kind of was on tilt because of that. I think they quit making Jurassic Park movies for a little while after that because it was becoming not popular. Dinosaurs, are they real? I don't know. Good question. Let's investigate. Oh, you can't investigate. Oh, we'll investigate a little bit, and we'll shut down the process and find out if all these fossil records you supposedly have on that prove evolution and warrant you teaching them in a public school system to children is valid or not. So it's on the shelf for a while, you might say, because they found that that's kind of odd, So, I mean, Jack Horner was involved with the same people and John Renee Ramsey somehow got brought up into the subject too. And the people that were supposedly accused of a murder or something.
Yeah, I don't know how that would be related.
I don't know, but it's all in the same group over here in the Denver area. I'm just like, where do they come from? I've literally ran into people who actually are staunch evolutionists and believe that all the dinosaur bones are real here in Denver. It's like a cult kind of thing. It's weird. And there's a whole bunch of space heads who actually think they're going to go to Jupiter one day or to Mars and land on these planets, and they worship this stuff. It's like they literally, it's their life. I run into them in public all day.
Yeah, I don't have an exact quote that I've come up with on my own, or anyone else for that matter, but I'll have to work on the exact quote. But when it comes to fraud and trickery, what I've found out is that if you can fool someone, then if someone can figure out how to fool you and manipulating your mind, then they're going to do it, and they're going to get away with it. And I've become very, very proficient in card magic over the years.
Nice.
And also other kinds of magic tricks and stuff. And it's easy to show exactly how easy it is to fool people. And the whole Mark Twain quote, it's easier to fool someone than to convince them they've been fooled. But when I actually show someone a card trick and then I can show them how it works and they still don't understand it, they think I'm a fucking wizard or something.
Are you?
Maybe.
You're a Chris Angel, dude.
I went to Hogwarts. I got I got my master's degree from Hogwarts. Yeah.
Well, I think Ryan got his from Sesame Street.
Cookie. Wait, who's Ryan?
Yeah. Cookie Monster? Yeah. The guy down here below you. He's in here now. He's really quiet. Yeah. Ryan
Oh,
Sargent.
sorry, I'm not looking at that right now at the moment.
Yeah, you're Chris Angel, and you're going to go. Or what's the other guy? David Blaine. You've seen a guy go around, and he'll mesmerize his audience within like 5 seconds. Dude, he gets them like hooked. Ding.
Oh yeah, David Blaine. I can show you about 20 of his magic tricks on how to do it.
Nice. My cousin's really into that stuff. He used to he had this one trick where he used magnets to do it. He didn't tell me, but I kind of figured it out. He could untie his shoe, and then he'll jiggle his shoe up and down like 2 or 3 times, and it will tie itself. He'll turn it around like, look, the shoe's tied now. He doesn't touch it.
Oh yeah, rope magic. That's more difficult.
Yeah.
Rubber band, rope magic, card magic is the hardest. It's the most difficult.
Then there was another one I was thinking of, not just the illusion, but the sleight of hand is the number one used part of magic, right?
Yeah, sleight of hand and misdirection. Yes.
Yeah.
And then also using gimmicks, meaning like you take a deck of cards and you have only aces in it, and you're like, okay, pick a card, any card.
And an ace
That's
of
called a gimmick.
Voila.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how my lighting is right now, but
I
here's one.
heard a statement one time: magic only exists one place and one place only. You know where that is, right?
In your mind.
No, it's entertaining. I do like a good magic trick, like making the Statue of Liberty disappear using a set of mirrors angled properly,
and birds.
Camera, you know.
Yeah, and a flock of birds.
Flock of seagulls.
Yeah, but when it comes to, here's a really easy one, just for the time being. So I'm not sure if my lighting is very good right now, but I can take a deck of cards and I can say, okay, ignoring the ace of spades, which is on the bottom. Okay, and I say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull it like that, but I want you to look at one card, right? That was too fast. And by the way, this is a David Blaine magic trick. It's very easy to learn. Okay. But then I say, okay. Yeah. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out. Oh, wow. That's ironic. That was actually the card I was looking for.
Oops.
Sorry to it. No, it's fine. It's you'll see. So what I did is I took a couple of cards here, and I'm having them sticking out of the bottom.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
What it's doing is it's creating a gap right here. Or you can just take them and cut them in half. Doesn't matter if you want to ruin your deck. So now it's got this little gap right there. And then if I do it kind of like this, ignoring the ace of spades, and then like tell me which one that you notice, you're going to see the queen of spades. Because it was the one that paused for the quickest amount of time.
I got you. So your focus is on that moment.
Yep. Bingo. Yeah.
That's pretty
it's a really easy one to do. And it fools everybody every single time. Only because you're like, okay, well, just watch David Blaine do it. He does way better than me. The only thing about David Blaine that freaks me out, along with other magicians, is when they eat glass.
Yeah.
Because that's not a magic trick. They're actually eating glass.
I know people who do it, man. There's a few kids back in the Carolinas where I were at that would try stuff like that. Yeah. You get a stomach for it, I guess, or an esophagus for it.
No. According to Penn and Teller and David Blaine, they say that once you take the glass, if you chew it up enough, it becomes so granular to the point where you can actually digest it. And
no sharp edges on it.
And your intestines and everything else.
I don't think I think you'll pass that stuff out. I'm pretty sure that feels good going out the other side. Kind of gritty. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
This guy's still typing in the back too, isn't he? I have my clips. You're running away. I will email Andrew later. Okay, he's gone now. Now my back chat's just cluttered with crap. Yeah.
Yeah, Well, he can still join in and listen, right? But he can't like.
No, yeah, he can't. I'm not going to let him in. He's banned.
No, I mean like onto the YouTube channel thingy.
Yeah, he can listen to it if he wants to, but he
okay.
can't type in chat, and that's the one thing he can't do. He crossed that line a while back, and I've been gracious enough to let him on, and he pitched PJ off in about 30 seconds. It didn't take long. PJ's got a short fuse when it comes to this stuff. Yeah,
I believe
PJ, I won't let him get my goat like that. I'll take them down their road with their argument, and I'll point out the flaws in their logic. It's not hard to do. And we'll go over, if you got an observation you want to show me, don't call it an experiment, whatever you do. What did you manipulate in that variable? That these people don't have a scientific, no, I wouldn't say reasoning. They don't have a scientific method that's they don't know how to do it properly. It's flawed. Matter of fact, they'll take anything they can get, and they'll use several different variables to get to one cause. If they do actually get to a cause, but if they can't, they'll trace it. They take them hundreds of years, like gravity, like the general theory of gravity that Newton had. He didn't prove it while he was alive. Cavendish doesn't even prove it. Matter of fact, Cavendish wasn't looking for a gravitational constant. He was looking for the mean density of the Earth, but they were assuming it was a sphere floating in a vacuum. By calculating the density of the Earth, they would try to use Newton's gravitational constant to actually show how orbits work. And then there's been several physicists after that, even way after they died. And there were a couple observations they made in the Highlands in Scotland that a mountain supposedly finally proved it's a real thing. Gravity is an actual force. And it's janky to say the least, but they used 2 observatories they built on the side of this mountain too. Yeah, it even in the results, there's a constant to a point, but there's other principles that are involved in the physics of what the plumb lines they were hanging out there. They were trying to find the gravitational pull of this symmetrical mountain, and they think they finally did. I would for that. It's nuts, dude. Yeah, I did 3 shows on it. We actually looked into the actual experiment itself, or if you want to call it an experiment, and they were assuming sphericity too, and that's why they say they had diverging zeniths from plumb lines. You don't get diverging zeniths from plumb lines. You ever hung one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're not used so much anymore now that we have lasers, but
yeah, you can get a straight line without it. Yeah, but you have to level your tool out in that process, don't you?
Yes, but a lot of them are auto leveling.
That's pretty. You have to have a plane of reference, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty damn simple. I mean, end of the discussion. Well, thank you for playing. It's just, can we get into the nuance of where that star is and how we measure it from the center of the Earth in our mathematical equation with sphericity already built in it? What's the radius supposed to be again? 39.63, I think, is actually what they went with last time I checked on it. Yeah, they keep changing it. It varies. You know, it's an oblate spheroid that's really wide at the bottom.
Which way is the wind blowing? Oh, that's the radius.
Well, they pre-assume that radius due to scaling Venus to the sun. That's where they got the radius of what they think the Earth is. But they supposedly have measured the mean density of the Earth too. I don't know how they did that. That's pretty amazing. Add it all up, it's bullshit. They're really grasping at straws. It took them, I think it was like 150, 200 years after Newton passed away before they could finally got this perfect mountain, and they did the test they wanted to do with their plumb lines and their observatories. And they actually used I can't remember what they called it. They built a special device so they could actually track the diverging zeniths of the stars. Yeah, I know. Well, they're still measuring from this presupposed sphere with that radius value.
You're not talking about a theodolite, are you?
Yeah, it's kind of like a satellite, but it had some extra to it too. Yeah. But they're looking at the sky trying to measure the ground. It's pretty funny.
Pop quiz. What is the name of the largest telescope on Earth and who owns it?
Is it Lucifer?
It is Lucifer, but who owns
Is it owned by the Vatican Church, sir?
Wow, very good.
I would never have guessed.
Well, you did. You got it right.
I've never looked into the topic. Please go reiterate some more. I've never seen an actual photograph from Lucifer.
Yeah, it's a radio telescope, so it's not like a typical type of lens telescope.
Nope.
There's another one that's down in Argentina, I think.
Argentina.
Yeah, it's like
don't cry for me.
Yeah. It's just a radio telescope, and they say that those are the ones that are shooting radio waves and stuff like that.
I'm bouncing off solid objects. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they cost so many millions or billions of dollars to give us pointless information.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think they use a lot of like the observatory. I actually serviced one over in Flagstaff. We actually did service work out at the Naval Observatory. That's where they triangulate all the missiles that I think we have. The big ones, the ICBMs. That's where yeah. They don't let me in. They wouldn't let me in all the buildings, but they had quarters and stuff that we had to clean where the scientists would actually go out and do their observations or their data crunching, basically. And I saw what they were using. They're punching numbers, dude, basically. Send a radar wave up into the sky and hope you get a bounce back. And they calculate all their numbers into something, and that's how that works. It's not really, and I think they use computers for most of that shit. So it's not like they're pointing a telescope at the sky at this observatory. They do have a small little actual telescope off to, I think, to the southwest of the actual naval facility where they had actual what do you call them? Cosmologists would go out there and look at the stars every once in a while, but they had birds. Yeah.
Or sky observers, astrophotographers.
Yeah. Those kind of folks. Yeah. They would go out there and I would clean their quarters. We do it like a monthly thing during the season when they were out there looking. And I think it was Flagstaff's not a dark sky city, I don't think, but they're far enough from Flagstaff that they have dark skies, so they get a good view of the stars. They're looking at
yeah. If anyone's ever interested, anyone listening, or even yourself, Roger, you can go to Dark Sky Finder.
I think
yeah, it just shows you where all the light pollution around. Like, so as an example, because I live in San Jose, I have to drive about 2 hours away out to the middle of Central California to get away into an area where there's no light pollution. It's amazing how much the light from major cities like San Jose and just major populated areas in general, how much that light actually spreads throughout the sky. And
I get it. Yeah, because I've been way out like toward Temecula, and there's another little town there right before you get into California, right on the border. Can't remember, Temecula. There's Cal-Mexi, something like that.
Yes, Temecula. Yes.
So this there are spots out in that desert where you can get good views of, but it's hard to find because California is pretty light polluted, isn't it? For the most part.
Yeah, but only on the coast areas. Once you get out towards like the central part of California, it's just all farmland out there. But yeah, that's where. And I when I was in the service, I did one deployment on a Navy ship. And being out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you can't see your hand in front of your face unless the moon is out. Yeah, it's like you don't want to go outside because if you fall off the ship, that's it, you're done.
So wait a minute, Andrew. You're telling me that a star 93 million miles away is reflecting light off a dusty rock 243,000 miles from your location and can light it up enough so you can see?
Apparently.
Holy shit. Yeah, it takes some imagination to go with it, doesn't it? I know.
Yeah, well, the Artemis thing too. I was showing that on Sob's channel. Is
you did it earlier?
The backside of it was all this blue and gold and purple. It's like, wait a second. So that exists over there.
Well, that's the spectrum. You know, they know how to paint it quite well.
But then again,
it's refraction, dude.
I just got to figure out a proper. Again, I'm gonna come up with my own quotes. But yeah, if you can fool someone, they're gonna do it. They're gonna trick you, because again, in poker, like, you never let a fool keep their money. You just
no, of course not.
Or it's something like that.
Oh, Paul just sent me something in the Element. I'll look at it.
All right. I gotta get going here in a
little bit.
You were on
QEs last night. Yeah.
Oh, here's a really funny quote by another magician, Richard Turner. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him. Well, he's not a magician. He's a card mechanic. You can hand him a deck of cards that you've just shuffled, allow him to shuffle it a couple times, do some cuts, and he'll deal you a royal flush.
Well, I need him to be my dealer wherever I'm playing at.
Well, he's not. I mean, he's widely known. He has books he's written. There's documentaries and movies made about him, and he's blind.
Yeah.
So there's a really famous quote that I heard him say once. Mm-hmm. I think he called it the Gambler's Creed, or the Gambler's Prayer. Oh Lord, please let me break even. I sure could use the money.
Hallelujah. All right, yeah, man, Paul, I watched you on PJ's earlier. He actually was explaining how FED worked and how the panel put together like the housekeeping questions, and how I think Brian's Logic was actually responsible for the pitch data they got. It's a collective. So basically they're fighting over the book rights, but I mean, the intellectual content of it is everybody's on the panel. That's what he was trying to explain. And I agree with him. It should be contracts drawn up if they were going to write a book and help with it. They should have had a fair share. And that would be, I think, the Christian thing to do if you think about it. You know, if you've been on a panel for, let's say, about half a decade or a little more, and you have contributed to the content of that channel, you should be entitled to some of the intellectual property, you know, and you should be at least acknowledged in that fact, instead of like this one person hogging the whole thing. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not in the law in that regards, but you know, that's what the issue really boils down to. Is all the stuff that was done on FED's panel, Nathan Oakley's intellectual property. I could say he copyrighted his channel, and his housekeeping questions were definitely his, as it goes as intellectual property. But the people who contributed to it should be credited for it too. It makes sense. That's what this whole book thing's about. So, have you read any of the new book that QE put out, Andrew? I'm sure you've heard about it.
I haven't. Oh, I heard about it today when you were talking about it. That's it.
Yeah, it's out now. So if you go to Amazon, you can get it for $29 or so.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Welcome to Flat Earth. Don't buy the other one. There's another one. McToon made a mock-up of it, and he published it on Amazon. I don't know how he did it. Where does McToon get his finances from? That's my question. Who's
donations?
So people are donating to have this stuff done.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know how accurate this necessarily is, but someone was looking at his live stream during the whole TFE thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he received over $40,000 in donations.
Yeah, I remember that.
In one day. Something like that. I mean, I wasn't calculating all of it, but
yeah,
I guess someone did.
I think I know his backer and who's really behind him. And that'd be Conspiracy Cats has a lot to do with it, I think. All right, I'm going to go use the restroom. I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours. and I just got off work, so I need to relieve myself. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
See if you can wake Ryan up. I think he fell asleep. I'll be right back. Ryan, wake up.
But just for everyone to be aware of, if you try and come after somebody online or in person, and then it backfires on you, just you made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. Even though that's a misnomer because you don't make your bed and then sleep in it. Well, it's made. It's kind of a weird phrase. But yeah, if people are going to be harassing other people, doxing them, or anything like that, then often it will backfire. So just don't do it. Plus, why would you waste your time doing that? I'd rather just rearrange my sock drawer or something than try to spend my time involving myself with someone that is on the other side of the earth. And it's just like, all right, well, I guess you have no life.
No, you don't. I'm back, by the way.
That was just giving a little PSA right there.
Yeah, I like those. I do a couple streams like that. Whenever I have something on my mind, I'll do a PSA. I do a public service announcements every once in a while. I think I should get back to the spider documentary.
Do it.
Yeah,
because I got to get going here pretty soon.
Yeah,
I actually have.
Stuff to do.
Yeah, I have a very serious doctor's appointment I have to be at because I have to have surgery on my left hand again.
Oh, that's not good, dude.
Yeah,
So are they going into surgery right away, or are you going to go in for an appointment?
No, this is a pre-op appointment.
Oh, nice. Okay, so they're not going to go in and diagnose anything. They already know what they're going to do.
It's called Dupuytren's contracture. It's where the tendons in someone's hand will start to retract backwards, causing a finger to not be able to be straightened out. And it's my left pinky. And yeah, I already had surgery on it once, and it seemed to work, and all of a sudden it came right back. And now it's going to be more extensive, as they have been telling me. And yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow. But once I have that surgery done again, which I really don't want to have done, but I have to have it done. Otherwise, I'll just have to have my fucking finger amputated or something. But yeah, that's going to be today, technically.
Ouch.
Well, no, not the surgery itself. No, that's going to be.
Yeah, in my left hand, I'm starting to get like a carpet tunnel, kind of like every once in a while, my grip will actually just like freeze, like, and I'll have to, if like it'll almost like cramp up to the point where it won't move. You ever had that problem at all, moving?
No, not that.
Well, I do a repetitive job, as you say. I make tons of sandwiches a day for the last year and a half now. Before that, I was making hamburgers at Smashburger for like 2 years. And I mean, you do the exact same motion all the time. I hear that carpal tunnel is brought on by actions like that, like typists get the same problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know some people who actually had to go into surgery for it. And the surgeries are gruesome almost to some extent, but they're getting better at it as the years come by. They've been able to solve some of the issues with it, but you have to go through a lot of physical therapy after the surgery, and you have to wear braces so you actually keep your hand from cramping in that position, or it's therapy. That's basically what that is, I guess you call it. But yeah. They do actual surgery on it though. They'll cut into your hand and try to repair some of the damage that you've done over the years being a type.
Yeah. Before I had this surgery, I looked it up, and I was like, what does the surgery look like? And I was like, oh, fuck, that's what they're going to do to me? Oh, shit. And I got pictures and stuff. But, well, not during the surgery. They said that they weren't permitted to take pictures and then give them to me.
Yeah.
They can only use them for hospital use only.
I get you. Yeah, the public don't want to see that by any, or they keep out of the hospital for sure.
Yeah, spiders.
One question before I start this, Andrew.
Sure.
Can I get your address, your social security number, and wait, I'm throwing in one more.
Driver's license number, my favorite passwords, mother's maiden name, my blood type, my last 3 addresses I lived at. Yeah. Let me go ahead and put that all public.
And just throw in your IP address just for heck.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing too, is that motherfucker is like, oh, let me get your registration number. I'm like, it's not called it's called a license number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I have a driver's license. Oh, I don't believe you. Let me have your driver's license number. I'm not giving you shit.
Is he a police or something? Is he like what?
I don't know what he is.
Are they investigating you for a crime, Andrew?
No, there's no crime being done.
Oh hell! So the chosen field you're in your credentials is so important to the argument, right?
Yeah, I guess you.
Well,
I said something wrong.
Attack, dude. They're attacking the man, not the argument. Literally, they're literally attacking your vitality.
I'm one of the better electricians that I've ever met. I'm not the best, but they have this thing called the National Electrical Code, and it blows people away by how much I know about it and how I can do just these shorthand electrical calculations in my head and just very, very quickly, and how good I am at troubleshooting. And
that comes in handy in that field, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the fact that I teach at a fucking trade school, that dipshit, and he contacted my employer asking the campus director. Yeah, we had to sit down, and he was just laughing. He's like, you wouldn't be working here if you weren't qualified. I was like, I know that. I've been working there for 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how retarded he is. I hope he's listening.
No, yeah, that's fucking special, dude. Like, he's trying to stir shit up at your work, dude. That's what he's doing.
Oh yeah, and that is doxing is not illegal, but when you're trying the way he's doing it, that is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure if he knows what handcuffs feel like.
I have been in a few, yeah.
Okay.
I've been in a couple.
I think he's going to find out.
Yeah. Well, when I got there, who was to blame for it? It was me.
Well, at least that
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing too, is when people try to blame other people for their own mistakes.
Yeah.
No, that's not good. But in regards to spiders, there's the ballooning spiders. Have you heard about those?
Yeah, I know who they are. Yeah, they're awesome, actually.
Yeah. Even though I'm not arachnophobic, spiders are pretty freaking awesome. And I got bit by a black widow about 2 years ago. It was just a little tiny baby. And the only reason I know it is because I felt something scratching. It was right by my left collarbone, right by my neck. And I felt something pinch me. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And all of a sudden I shake it out, and this tiny little black widow came out of my hoodie.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I hope that's not going to be like super bad. But then from there, I let it just I just ignored it, and then it started swelling up, and I was like, uh-oh. So then I ended up just getting out a razor blade, and
you lanced it.
Yep.
I was younger. I got bit by him. There was a water meter out in front of my house, and we were playing around. Me and my brother where we were like opening the case and just looking at it because we were curious. And there was a black widow in there. I got bit on the hand, and my parents took me to the hospital. So.
They're considered to be one of the most deadly spiders in the world, but not the most deadly.
Yeah. Well, I remember the smell after I got bit. Yeah. It's like if I had something to describe it, was like a chemical like smell, and it's like if you ever smelt what death would smell like. Yeah, that was like the I smelt it like it was all around the little nest it had down there, and yeah, I was stupid enough to play with it. That's being young,
Yeah. So the brown recluse is the most venomous spider in the United States.
Yeah. My grandfather had those in his tool shed, dude. They would come out from underneath the floorboard outside, and we'd see them out there. And my grandmother got bit by one. She had to go. She had a pit on her leg, I think, where it bit her, and the acid ate into her leg, literally.
Yeah, and the world's most venomous spider. The thing about brown recluse too is that I like spiders. I like them and don't like them at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the brown recluse, they can be very aggressive in some cases if they get cornered. But the most venomous spider in the world is the Brazilian wandering spider.
Yeah, I've heard of that. They made a movie about that back in the early '80s, and they took over this town. And it wasn't arachnophobia. It was like a TV movie they made, and they had webbed like houses up, and they were devouring families up and stuff. These spiders had completely taken over. They had webs all over the trees in the town, and the strangers would wander into the town, or tourists would come in out the highway and like see these webs all over everything, and like, what's going on?
Have you? I forget where it is. I think it's Australia or New Zealand, or I don't know. I could be completely off on that one, but they call it like Spider Town.
Okay.
It's all the trees are just. It looks like big cotton balls. No, they're spider webs.
I've seen
like billions of spiders.
A lot of spiders, dude.
Yeah.
Well, spiders are really smart. We're going to find that out here in a minute, but
yeah.
All right, you ready? Jumping spiders, which they're not web spiders. I think they can spin silk, but they don't use webs for hunting. Here we go.
The further the jump, the steeper the angle. It's clear that the spider is calculating its jump in advance rather than leaping randomly. Some species can jump distances a few times larger than their body length, and some many, many times their body length. For at least one species, Colonus puerperis, there is a documented horizontal jump of 23 centimeters.
That's a long way for such a little spider, man. I'm telling you. Look at that. How do you measure that? Look at that thing. Looks pretty flat to me.
From a male spider about 6.2 millimeters long, i.e. 38 times its body length. This is especially impressive considering jumping spiders usually start their jump from a stationary position. No lead up or running to get momentum. And there's something else you can see in some of these videos.
They're using the conservation of momentum from the spin of the earth. They only jump from east to west. No, I don't know how they do it. They're pretty incredible, but it's an incredible testament to creation itself. Imagine, 43 billion years ago, whatever they say it is, this singularity popped off and it created all this shit. Pretty amazing.
Dragline. It's an area of ongoing investigation, but scientists think draglines might be used to adjust the spider's mid-air trajectory by allowing them to control rotation and direction as they jump. The tension in the silk might slightly pull or correct its path, and this silk is really tough. But how does it rank with the other spiders? For a long time, scientists thought orb weaver silk was the toughest natural material on Earth.
Scared the crap out of me. When I was really young, behind my aunt's house, she'd have like 2 or 3 of these every summer, and she'd be out there looking for them to write her name in the webs. You ever seen a writing spider, Andrew?
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, they write in their web. They do designs and stuff, and some people can make out letters in their writings and stuff. And the old wives' tale is, if they write your name, you're going to die.
Oh, wow!
I'm not kidding. I heard this when I was a little kid, dude, and it's what scared the hell out of me. And they look like that. They're probably like 3 or 4 inches usually, and maybe larger. And they'll just set up a web in between 2 trees, dude, and you can find them just anywhere back east on the East Coast. You'll find these things.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, but we'll look them up when we get done. I'll just look up the writing.
When I was in Iraq,
yeah,
we were told about these things called camel spiders.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they get pretty big, like fully grown. Their leg span is like the size of a dinner plate, and yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, they're nasty and they're very aggressive.
Yeah, I've seen one here actually. This is after the Gulf War, and they said some GIs brought them over in their packs and stuff. They were getting embedded in it because they were over in the Iraqi desert. They were carrying these camel spiders, but they're not really that scary. These things, they hissed at me kind of, and we were chasing it to a parking lot at a school in Tempe.
Yeah, small ones.
Weird looking little suckers, dude. I'm telling you, they're weird looking.
Yeah, they look like face huggers from the Aliens movies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
Kind of like that, but it's not as large or gross. But yeah,
Right. They don't have tails.
yeah. I was gonna say Dr. Bob. Yeah, it's just that's where I think they got the idea for Charlotte's Web was the riding spider. He mentioned Charlotte's Web. Yeah. Great movie though. Wilbur was quite the stupendous. She was just writing all kinds of things in her web, trying to promote Wilbur the pig or whatever his name was.
Hey, so I got to get going. I'll be listening on YouTube. But cheers! Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, we'll finish the spider thing up and then I'll go get some rest. I got to work tomorrow too. You got to work tomorrow, probably. You're teaching at a school somewhere, aren't you?
I teach online tomorrow or today.
Today, but you do actually do classes with the actual students and stuff.
Yeah,
pretty freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. 2 days a week online and 2 days a week is in person for labs.
Nice. But you do keep in touch with your students. You make sure that they learn. Yeah, that would be a teacher's job, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I have a pretty high retention rate and success rate in regards to students that were in my classes and get hired. So yeah.
This sounds like you have kind of a passion for it, almost like you want to be a teacher.
Yeah. I just kind of fell into it and I like it.
There you
go.
go.
It doesn't pay very much, but I like it.
Well, I can tell you this, Andrew, you can't take it with you, dude.
I can't what? Take it.
You can't take your money with you when you leave here, no matter how much.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I've had it ingrained in me since I was a kid. You're not going to be able to take it with you. Like, well, thanks, but I mean, in the meantime, I'm here, so I'm going to spend it.
Very true. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't really take much for the carnal world, you might say. There's no reward there. I mean, in the long term, but I mean, you can live a healthier life though if you have more money. I understand.
I don't know. As soon as you said that, you just made me think of the world's dirtiest man.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of him?
No, I haven't.
He didn't shower for 67 years or something like that.
Man, Nothing. He had to smell wonderful.
Yeah, probably not. He looked like he was just layered in dirt all the time.
Yeah, I got a nickname for this guy right quick. We could call him Deplorable Ick.
There was a guy in India.
I'm not gonna say that's it.
He was in his late 80s, and someone finally convinced him to take a shower, and he died 2 weeks later.
Holy crap! So all that dirt was holding them together, huh?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, the world's dirtiest man. Look him up. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I'm glad I didn't get to meet the guy. To be honest with you. This is just my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at his teeth look like they're white. And
well, he must have brushed his teeth, obviously.
Well, I don't know, maybe based on his diet.
Was he a vegan?
I don't know.
Yeah, good question. Maybe I could look into it.
Yeah,
I want to say good morning to Santero over here.
All right, I need to get a couple hours of sleep before I go to the doctor's appointment.
Oh, have fun with that, man. I hope it all works out for you. I'll say a prayer.
It's just a pre-op schedule. It's not. They're going to poke you and prodding me and checking blood pressure and all that.
Yeah.
Standard procedure stuff.
You're going to go under, aren't you? They're going to put you. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be awake for that.
Yeah. Well, there's general anesthesia where you're completely out, and then they do the local anesthesia, sort of like a dentist does. And the last time they did it, what they do is they take a needle that's about 6 inches long and they stick it in between your collarbone and your shoulder. And and they have to stick it like all the way down into your arm. And then it just makes your entire arm just completely numb for hours and hours and hours. And then they give you some sort of they gave me something that's like, it doesn't knock you out entirely, but it is still monitored by an anesthesiologist. So like you can wake up mid-surgery, which I did. It's like, oh, fuck this.
I've only been under the knife twice. Not twice, but 5 times, and went under willingly because I had got stabbed in my lower left side. So, and they didn't do that right. They sewed me up, and it actually it bothers me now. Actually,
Wow.
yeah, it was an emergency clinic that sewed me up. So I got stabbed.
Oh yeah, they do like whatever they can to get you the fuck out.
Yeah, and I mean I paid them like $150.
Right.
My boss did because I got stabbed on the job doing something. I was actually cleaning a bar and I had a bag full of bottles that I was throwing away, and it actually swung into my side before I could lift it up high enough to get it into the dumpster, and it stabbed me in the side. I actually had to stop working and tend to my wound. Yeah, that was, and this is one of those beer bottles at the bottom of a trash can of
nasty shit, antibiotics required kind of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and they did not sew me up secure enough for it to heal proper. So,
oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's different topic, different time. I'm heading out. Thank you very much.
Right. Later, Andrew. Thanks for coming up, man. Yeah, back to the jumper spider and the riding spiders.
The silk from Darwin's bark spider has long held the top rank for toughness. It's a spider that builds some of the largest webs on Earth, often over a meter wide, but sometimes spanning over 25 meters. But a 2021 study found that the silk of zebra jumping spiders rivaled the toughness of Darwin's bark spider and exceeded the vast majority of all other orb weavers. This sounds kind of impressive, sure, but what makes it mind-blowingly impressive is that jumping spiders make this silk dozens of times faster than orb weavers. Normally, when a material is produced very quickly, the internal molecules don't have time to align neatly.
We're talking about internal molecules, like they actually know what those are. These are organs designed by a creator who actually have a purpose.
Defects. The result is usually weaker, less tough material. But jumping spiders break this rule. They evolved a way to maintain molecular order at extreme speeds. And this toughness is important, because in case the spider misses its target or falls, that silk line acts like a rock climber's safety rope. But the thing is...
That makes sense. Antibiotic. Anti-life. Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying with the Latin term there, aren't they? And I've been on antibiotics a couple of times in my life. I think Ryan's sound asleep. He hasn't answered me in like the last, I'd say, hour. He's gone to sleep. Yeah, everything is balls to them. They live on that atomic level. And they might get an atom tan, and you hope aliens will come rescue you. Although it won't happen in this lifetime. Not. I don't think it'll happen in any lifetime. If there's some kind of alien coming for you. Hey, Ken. Yeah, I love jumping spiders too. They're cool. They're smart as hell. Big balls, tiny little balls with tiny little gravity and big little gravity, and it holds everything together, bro. Just don't know what it is.
A jumping spider rarely misses. So how exactly is this tiny predator measuring the distances so accurately? The answer starts with its eyes. When thinking about animal vision, there's usually a simple rule. Bigger eyes means finer detail. This is a chart that shows it as a clear trend. As eye size increases, visual acuity increases too.
Santero, how are you doing?
Was good.
Spider.
Maestro.
Spider.
We're looking at spiders today. Nice.
They're looking at us right now, actually. I think Ryan got tired, just left. He's probably in his bedroom when he gets on this late, and he's staying quiet so he doesn't wake the wife up. He's just listening in on the show.
Cool.
How has your day been so far? For the Invisible Man. Yeah.
It's okay. I've been doing some stuff. I took my wife to the hospital, then we came back home.
Wait, I heard you were doing it. Yeah, you said that last time. Yeah. How did that work?
Yeah, it's okay. She got like an infiltration in the back for back pain. So we gotta wait, and she's gotta go on one more time next month and see what's going on. There's some kind of like yeah, it's regular stuff.
I get you.
I don't want to explain. Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, with my injury I got now, the one I was talking about earlier, if you were listening in on it, I went to an alternative medicine facility, and they started doing physical therapy with me. Uh, it actually these kind of injuries do eventually heal themselves up, and they actually put me through physical therapy treatment, like isometric exercises, and they try to regulate you with your intake of whatever acids and whatnot, make sure you heal up properly. There are better medicine treatments than what westernized medicine actually. Oh, we'll just stick you in there, give you some pills, and hope to God you feel better in the
Yeah.
morning, and hope you deliver to die in the process. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my wife, she is
It's an industry, dude. It's an industry. That's really what it is.
yeah, it's an industry. She really likes her medicine. I don't
Yeah.
know. She's Italian. Italians, they are very hypochondriac, and every time they
Yeah.
feel a little bit of pain, they go to the hospital. I don't care. I feel pain. I just keep on going.
Yeah, it's the same with my mom when she was like that, and Rhonda here, she'll go get blood work done, and she'll do regiment whatever they give her. Like, but I mean, she's figuring out that like some of these not over the counter, but these prescription medicines they got a lot of side effects, and she's took herself off a couple. Like, I ain't doing that, you know.
Yeah,
That it didn't work, and I don't like the way that made me feel. And there's all kinds of other
right.
problems I got now. Yeah.
It is impossible for us to take medicines after you take a look about after you see what's going on. Man,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no. I'm not gonna take the soma. I'm sorry. I
You
don't
know what
wanna
they
live
all
in the.
it'll
I
help
don't
you
wanna
lose
live.
weight.
No, I don't. I don't
You
wanna
know,
live in the new world in like Aldous Huxley world. You know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
No, no, no.
It's not worth it. No. I mean, if I want to check out soon, I'll just go do it like a doctor could work in. Put the
And
drip on.
yeah, this is why they hate marijuana and these herbs. Because
Yeah.
this is different. This is natural.
Mhm. I use a few other treatments. Like I use milk thistle, and I use aloe vera for other ailments, like the heart of it. Mother aloe vera plant and the heart of an agave plant actually has healing properties. It's better than antibiotics. It'll get rid of an infection fast, dude. If you get a nice cut, a good cut, I have 3 aloe vera plants sitting over here on the counter. I've been raising for the last 4 years. That's what I use for the go-to. If I need something,
Yeah,
if I have an injury of some kind,
we
I'll
use it all the
ingest.
time in the Dominican. Yeah, we
Yeah,
we are very natural. We use a lot of natural stuff. At least my grandma told me that way. She didn't believe in any medicines and stuff like that. She said, "No, no, you take this herb, you take this. Let me make you a tea." She made you a tea, and then boom, gone.
hey,
She
when we
was
get
like a
cold.
witch.
Yeah, I get it. My grandmother she did the same thing with, especially with herbal teas and stuff. But when
Yeah,
you got like a real bad like flu or a cold as a kid, she would give me shots of whiskey and honey. Like
yeah,
boom, it kick you like a horse, dude. Next
oh
thing you know,
yeah.
you're up like you're breaking your fever. You're fine. It
That's what I
helps.
used to drink, man. Rum and a little bit of lemon juice for the flu.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Oh, you
No,
need a vaccine. You need a vaccine, sir. You need to go
no,
get a
no.
boost.
When you have the flu, all you need is a lot of water,
No.
and vitamin C, like orange juice and stuff like that. That's all you need.
Well, I've got some concentrate right here. Actually, it's called emergency. Whenever I get the cold or the flu, I pop some. It's uh, concentrate. It's this orange vitamin C. It's
Yeah,
basically they just extract everything out of the lemon, lime, or whatever they make it out of, whatever flavor, orange. Boom, you're good to go. Yeah, it helps. Just pour it in hot water with some honey. You're good. That's all you need.
yeah.
Yeah, the simple recipes work, man. They do.
Man, we are natural. We are nature. We need natural stuff. We don't need chemicals. Chemicals are bad for us. This is
Yeah,
why
that's
chemical drugs
Rockefeller.
fuck you up very badly because it change your brain and everything. It stays with you. It stays in you. You smoke, you can stop smoking for quick. 1 week, maybe you're gonna feel bad for a couple of weeks. You're not gonna eat a little bit, but then it's
Yeah,
just gonna go away. But if you take other stuff, man, that's not good.
No.
What's up, Ken?
No. One thing to say: this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, entertainment purposes.
We are not medical physicians. We are not doctors.
No, I don't know nothing. I am an ignorant.
All right, let's go back to the
I'm just a
Spider-Man.
comedian, man. I'm just a comedian.
He's funny. Yeah, I attest to it. Yeah. All right. Let's see the spider jump. Well, wait a minute. We're going to go down the evolutionary tree now. Pay attention. Here we go. Here's where spiders come from. Yeah.
A simple upward line. Most insects sit low on that line, limited by compound eyes, while larger animals climb higher with birds of prey at the very top. But jumping spiders break this pattern. They sit far above the curve, seeing with a level of detail that their tiny eyes shouldn't allow. They're better than rats.
So this is this is one of Darwin's thing he couldn't describe, the eye. How did the eye evolve? Dude?
The eye was designed.
Yeah. It's like a little camera.
And every time when they speak, like we don't see this kind of lights because no, we don't see it because we're not supposed to see it. Period.
Yeah. You're designed for a reason and a way too.
Of course. Yeah. Of course, you're designed. You are not made out of nothing. You are made from something, from a blueprint. Somebody
Dude, you're
made
stardust. You're all the cosmic goo and radiation from billions of years ago. Your ancestors are rocks. Yeah. Your cousins.
We are from this place, man. Maybe we are some kind of plants, like people say, you know. Yeah. We are not different than that.
No, I think we're here for a purpose, though. I feel that way. Yeah. And shout out the swordfish.
They're better than most fish. As good as an elephant.
Whoa.
How is this possible? Jumping spiders possess several pairs of eyes. There are the huge ones at the front, and then there are 3 pairs cascading down their head. Do these eyes provide redundancy, or do they all do different things? A 1928 study investigated this question using a particularly cute technique: tiny little eye patches. Normally, when a jumping spider detects motion, it will spin its body to orient its principal
the spider's eyes to see which eye was looking at what. That's scientific right there, I'm telling you.
Incredible.
I know, but I mean, they were putting a patch over one eye to see if it would jump differently if you patch the other eye, and see if it jumped differently or see if it reacted differently to stimuli. I guarantee it. And then they determined what each eye actually did, was looking at, and how it was doing it. It's kind of clever to a point.
I mean, but so difficult to wrap your head around that, man.
Yeah. Hey, Brad Roy. Oh, good God. I know. But I mean, this is by design, but these things exhibit consciousness, dude. I watched this earlier. I'm like, man, that's pretty amazing. That's why I put it on. Like, yeah, I would love to see I like the huntsman and the jumping spiders are 2 of the same kind of spiders. The huntsman, they actually hunt other spiders.
I mean, they have some kind of consciousness. Maybe not in the level we have it, but they have. You know, these are creatures. These are not ChatGPT bots.
No,
this is nature.
And I'm a nature show host. Here we go.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to Roger's Nature Show. Yeah. Today, your host, Mr. Roger Ledwell and Santero.
Well, Santero, what do you think about the amazing willow jumping spider?
The amazing willow jumping spider is a kind of spider that jumps like 3 feet high, and it also makes a web. And I don't know more than that.
That's a great synopsis, man. You nailed it all. You covered it. But how does it know to spin that much web? It knows how far it's going to jump. It's been doing it all its life, man. I'm telling you. It's pretty amazing. So I pretty got it down to a science, you might say. Yeah. Let's get back to the spider.
Eyes to that moving object. But when scientists blocked the posterior lateral eyes and moved an object behind a spider, the spider didn't turn towards the moving object. When the scientists blocked the posterior median eyes and moved an object above the spider didn't reorient itself. And when scientists blocked the anterior lateral eyes and moved an object towards the front, they reacted more slowly. This showed that each set of these secondary eyes detects motion in a specific part of a nearly 360-degree visual field that wraps around the spider like a dome. But conversely, when they covered the anterior median eyes, the large forward-facing ones, the spiders could see the motion but couldn't seem to fixate precisely on objects. They knew something was there, but they couldn't examine it well. This showed that the secondary eyes detect motion and the principal eyes analyze it. I saw this myself. When I gently moved a stick into the spider I found's field of view, it didn't react immediately. First, it noticed something with its peripheral eyes. Then slowly it turned its body, aligning its large forward-facing eyes with the object, locking on, inspecting it.
So you can kind of think of the secondary eyes giving them the scene, essentially in black and white, and then these principal eyes.
You want to talk about 3D vision, dude? You get another set of eyes that actually can see the surrounding area and draw like a map up of it. And then you can actually take your primary eyes and focus in on whatever target you're looking at. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. I wish I have that kind of eyes, man.
Yeah, well, I'm going to grow another set in the back of my head. Hold on. I don't know if it's happening.
Get the link from Elon. Maybe he's gonna give you superpowers.
I wonder if they could put that in the meta. You know, like they give you another set of eyes that you can actually have in virtual world.
I never tried those stuff, man. I don't like it. No, I like playing games the old way, man. On the screen.
Use your two eyes. Yeah. Don't become part of the game. Don't integrate yourself into the beast. It'll kill you.
No.
Moving around, filling it in with color and pattern, any place that they might be interested in looking.
To understand more about jumping spider vision, I spoke with Dr. Nathan Morehouse, Associate Professor in the Department of Biological Sciences at the University of Cincinnati and expert in spider vision.
The secondary eyes are what we would call simple eyes. I dislike that name because it makes them sound simple and they're not.
He does have kind of that feminine, like, I kind of don't like the simple name. He reminds me of Peter Markley.
But you know something, man. At least these people, for example, the girl, she was trying to do some experiments. She's trying. She's getting into it. Mm-hmm. She's trying to explain what she sees. Maybe she's not 100% right, but at least she's trying something. It's not like some people that go only on belief. She wants to know how they see and everything. I respect her from that.
I gotta give her that. But I mean, she's taken their explanation for like trillions of years of evolution. I don't know if you can go with that.
No, that part I don't agree with her.
I've never seen like the silverbacks crawl out of the woods and start building skyscrapers. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, this is debunked already. I don't know why they keep going for 3 million years, and based on the carbon data and all that stuff, this carbon data is being debunked. It doesn't work.
I think that they came to that conclusion that you can't read isotopes radiation over what they say 10,000 years. I don't know how they get that far with it. I'm pretty sure the carbon breaks down before that. But I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
Plus, it's all make believe. It's all magic, bro. It's all bullshit.
Well, they did at least give it a shot. You know, we thought we could tell. We found what they call an isotope, which I've never really actually seen an actual isotope. Have you?
Well, you know the way they do it. They first propose a theory, and they then make a machine to explain their theory. Make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. No. Why would you need a theory at all?
Of course.
If you do the method, you just go with the results of what anything in nature, and you can't explain life or God. That's one thing. That's out of the purview of science. You don't know where we came from, and trying to find out where you came from is you are here. You are a human. You know, exactly. Why would you want to know where we all came from? You know.
I
Did
love
I?
to know where we came from, but I think we already know. We've been
Mhm.
created. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have your own ancestors. You can trace your own family. They wanted
Yes,
what
of
they're trying
course.
to do is break down it in the genus, a species, and where do all those come from, kind of thing, and how are we related, And I don't see a relation between any of the species. Like, oh my God, he's back again.
Who?
Deplorable. He knows Andrew's gone, so he's trying to come back in. Did you heard what he did, right?
No, I didn't.
He
What
went to
happened?
Andrew's employer asking him if he was an electrician, and he's back here in the back chat typing again. He wants to come on and like make amends, dude. You've already crossed that line, dude. Forget about it. I got to get my Google Meets working again so I can actually filter the people out of here. I can't talk to anybody in the back chat over there in Google Meets. There's something wrong with my audio system. I gotta go through and try to correct it. I've tried already. I haven't got it to work. It tells me to go turn up my volume on the settings in the Google Meets, but I've done it and nothing happens. It still tells me it's not working. So, anyways, back to it. You like spiders? I love spiders.
It's my favorite character, Spider-Man, bro.
I liked it when I was a kid. He catches thieves just like Wes. Look out! Here comes
Yeah,
the
the
spider.
90s series, it was amazing.
Yeah, I remember watching
Everything
the
in the
original
90s was good, man. Everything in the 90s. 80s, like late 80s, like for animation. I love animation. I think that 80s, 90s animation are one of the best.
Well, I had to deal with like the late '70s and the early '80s for cartoons when I was growing up, so it was a
You
little
know,
different.
because most of them were made handmade and everything was hand drawn and in
Yeah,
paper. Now it's mostly all digital. I got nothing against digital. I love it. I love drawing in the digital with the tablet and stuff, but
but
it's not the same thing. It's like
same.
when you watch a movie now, it's all like 3D characters painted, 2D characters on top of 3D. Like it doesn't have the soul.
Yeah, I get you. And I watched like the Roadrunner show. I watched Bugs Bunny. I watched Looney Tunes. That's a lot different kind of animation.
Yeah,
You
man.
have to really work with shadowing and depth to make those cartoons even watchable. It's probably a lot of work to make those cartoons back in the day. The old hand drawn cartoons. Yeah.
It's like when you watch Akira, for example. You know Akira, right? It's
I think I've
Japanese
heard of it.
animation. Yeah.
Is it Kyoto?
And no, maybe I'll
Well,
send you a link later.
yeah,
It's,
but
it's you
in
gotta watch
Kyoto
it.
like the heart of where anime came from?
I think so.
Kyoto's
Not
it's a
really
city in
sure.
Japan. It's where the
Yeah, I know.
emperor designated all the arts back after the war.
Yes.
Kyoto, it's a lovely little place in Japan, but it's dedicated to art in Japan.
Yeah. I want
Yeah,
to go to Japan sometime, man.
yeah. Why not? It just
Yeah.
gave me a good idea for a play out song. Thank you.
There you go.
There's a song called Kyoto Now. Yeah, there you go.
Our eyes are simple eyes. You can also call them camera eyes. The idea there is
Camera.
that they have a lens, often with a little bit of a clear space between the lens and the retina, but the retina is a sheet of photoreceptive cells. And so they really do work like a camera, right? You know, they've got a lens and then you've got a sensor or a piece of film or whatever.
But the principal eyes
Yeah,
are
but these
built.
are built organically and made by a designer somehow. Let's get to the heart of that one. That'd be hard to figure out. Who's looking at this picture you're drawing in your eyes? There has to be somebody driving the car, right? Or you'd wreck.
Very differently from that, and they are widely considered the most sophisticated eyes relative to their size in the animal kingdom. These eyes are not round but long and tubular, basically like small telephoto lenses. And the first weird thing about them is that they have two large lenses.
And so what that does is it takes the image that first lens focuses down the tube and it blows it up onto the underlying retina. So that already helps these animals improve.
Hell, you'd be able to see many horizons with eyes like that, wouldn't you? That's awesome, though. Think about it. You got a separate lens in the back that reverses the image again, so it focuses in at a point. Yeah, that's awesome. Have you ever heard of like tunnel vision, like the raptors have? I'm talking about like the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is they can't replicate that with a camera, dude. They can't. And I think a couple of producers and camera makers have tried to. They can't get nowhere near with like a falcon or a hawk, a high altitude hawk actually can focus like 5 miles away. He can see that mouse running across the field. Holy shit! How did he do that? I don't know. He saw through the curvature of the earth.
Prove their ability to see pattern and detail in the world.
But it gets weirder.
But then underneath that lens system is a retina, but it's not a sheet of cells. It's layers of cells. And parts of the field of view of that retina have 4 sets of cells stacked on top of each other. And that does a bunch of things for them. One, it allows them color vision because the cells in different layers are typically sensitive to different wavelengths or colors of light.
Retina stacking also gives them sharper vision. Lenses naturally focus different wavelengths of light at different depths, which can blur color vision. This is called chromatic aberration. But the jumping spider's stacked retinal layers align each type of light, like UV or green light, exactly where it comes into focus. And interestingly, because of this unusual structure, these spiders likely only need one eye for depth perception.
And the way they do that is by comparing how in focus something is in the bottom 2 tiers of the retina. Because objects at different distances will be more in focus in one of those tiers than in the other, they can use the difference in focus to evaluate how far away something is. It's something called depth via defocus.
But as sophisticated as these eyes may be, they are not without their own challenges. As any photographer knows, a telephoto lens is great for sharpness and seeing at a distance, but they have a very narrow and fixed field of view, and the spiders can't move their eyes around like we can. They compensate for this partly by moving their bodies around to get a better look at something, but they also do something else extremely weird and cool. They can move their retinas. This spider is so transparent that you can actually see it happening.
They are able to move the retina around inside the head, swung on that long tube, which is flexible, powered by 6 muscles attached to the back of the retina and then to the body. And it allows them to swing it left and right and up and down, and of course at angles, but also it allows them to twist it for reasons that we don't fully understand yet, but that might allow them some additional visual capabilities. So they essentially have a movable fovea.
So it's not their whole eye that moves like ours do, but rather the parts within the eye.
It's really interesting because these are all really cool solves, like engineering solves in a certain way for challenges that an eye built like this might face.
And they use their little legs to keep their eyeballs clean. With these eyes all combined, over the course of evolution, these spiders became elite predators, and the need to spin a web to catch prey disappeared. An ambush predator with incredible vision doesn't need a passive trap, but hunting with their eyes added some increased pressure. They had to start making decisions. They had to choose which prey is worth the energy, decide when to strike, and plan how to approach. So in this new world, the spiders needed the computing power to make that possible. An intelligent spider was born.
Don't think it was born.
Intelligence in animals is fun to think about and compelling to witness, but measuring it is actually not straightforward. There's no single intellectual scale by which to measure animals. However, there are certain things that can be tested. Things like an animal's ability to learn. A 2013 study did exactly this with the fence post jumping spider, using an experimental technique called reversal learning. Reversal learning experiments are a simple way scientists test how flexible an animal's thinking is. They test whether an animal can let go of an old rule when it stops working. In one experiment, researchers presented spiders with 2 drops of water, one blue and one yellow. The blue drop on the left contained sugar, a tasty reward. The yellow drop on the right contained citric acid, something spiders strongly avoid. After a short time, the spiders learned the rule. Blue on the left means food. But then the researchers reversed it. So now the blue drop contained citric acid and the yellow one had sugar. At first, the spiders naturally approached the blue droplet seeking their treat. They instead got a sour shock. If a spider
Hey,
kept
Josh.
choosing blue again and again, even after this first shock, that would suggest rigid, habitual behavior. But that's not what happened.
That just
The
means he's
spiders
stupid.
adapted almost immediately. 10 out of 12 spiders chose correctly on the very first
That's why
trial
you're
after the reversal.
lower
There
on
was
the,
no extended period of trial
food
and
chain.
error, no gradual improvement over
They call it
multiple
that.
attempts.
I don't
The
think it's a
spiders
real food
behaved
chain,
as if
only
they
except
noticed
in
that the
nature
world
itself.
had changed and
And
updated
it's
their
pretty well designed,
expectations
too.
right away. This all looks a lot like flexible learning. Certain larger animals with much larger brains often can't achieve what the jumping spiders did. Pigeons, for example, have brains millions of times larger than a jumping spider's, yet in classic visual reversal learning experiments, pigeons often kept choosing the old option
Don't tell
again
Jim.
and again, sometimes for dozens of trials,
I wanna
even when
see
it
these
no
trials.
longer produced a reward. This doesn't necessarily mean they're stupid, they're just relying heavily on reinforcement history. Once a habit forms, it's hard to break. And conversely,
I think
this
a pigeon
doesn't
knows what
prove
it's
that
looking
jumping
for to
spiders
start
are
with.
hyper intelligent. It shows us that they use specific visual cues and can update their behavior very quickly. But we're not done, because a
We'll make
jumping
an army
spider's
of killing
cognitive
spiders.
ability doesn't stop
We'll take
there.
over the world.
Jumping spiders prey on a variety of other small creatures. But for some species like those in
They
the
keep the
Portia
population
genus,
down to the
one of
best.
their favorite prey items is other spiders. And hunting another predator like this is no easy feat. Other spiders who sit in their webs can detect vibrations, see movement, retaliate, or even kill the jumping spider if the approach is wrong. So instead of where's the prey, the jumping spider has to ask, how do I get there without being seen, without triggering the web, and without giving myself away? So often, the most effective way to hunt the spider is not to reflexively pounce on it once it's spotted, but to strategize a flawless approach. This is where planning enters. A 2016 study showed just how able and willing spiders of the genus Portia are to plan detours to attack prey. The researchers created a sort of complex apparatus full of paths and bridges zigzagging
never
over a
show us
tray
this
of
stuff?
water.
They
Jumping
just say
spiders
that,
are known to hate water. The cat analogy is still going strong here. The spider emerged from a hole on an elevated tower and was able to see two boxes before it. Box A with nothing in it, and Box B with its favorite meal, a wall spider. The boxes were way too far for the spider to leap to it, so to get to it, the spider would have to descend from its tower and go on a journey along the apparatus. But the problem was, once the spider left its tower, it could no longer see the prey, and when it got to a crossroads, it would have to choose which path to take, the correct path that eventually led back to the prey box, or the incorrect one that went nowhere. If the jumping spiders simply used instinct or random trial and error, it would sometimes head down the wrong path, or wander aimlessly, but that isn't what happened. Across all 15 species tested, the spiders chose the correct path significantly more often than the incorrect one. This shows that they see the full problem ahead of time, evaluate the alternatives, and select the correct route before they even begin moving. It's behavior consistent with planning ahead, not reflexive wandering. This behavior only makes sense if the spider believes the prey continues to exist even when it's no longer visible. If the prey simply ceased to exist once out of sight, the spider would abandon its plan or wander randomly.
One of the things that jumping spiders are able to do is see much, much farther away than they can do something immediately to react to. And so this capacity to plan and to find a route, etc., comes from the fact that they can see parts of the world that they can't act on right away. I don't think a lot of people appreciate, if they haven't actually spent time around those spiders, how kind of creepily slow they are about coming to these types of choices around their world. They spend a lot of time just lurking and watching while they, I think, are processing. They're essentially taking all of this information and then in very clever ways that we don't understand, simplifying it in a way that allows them to come to some kind of intelligent decision about what to do next.
So much of jumping spider cognition seems to be related to their hunting strategy. Finding, tracking, and subduing difficult prey. But that is not the only thing they look for using their great eyesight and remarkable brains. They're also looking for each other. For us and many vertebrates, seeing another member of our species isn't just about what they are, but about who they are. This is an ability we take for granted. Recognizing specific individuals of your own species is one of the most complex perceptual tasks in biology. It requires detecting subtle differences between individuals that often look nearly identical. Those differences can change over time with age, lighting, posture, or movement. And once detected, they have to be stored in long-term memory and accurately matched later, often using limited sensory information. We thought for a long time that only animals with large brains and rich social lives like primates, birds, or dolphins were able to do it. We thought that most small-brained animals didn't have the computing power and instead just relied on simpler strategies like recognizing broad categories, like kin versus non-kin, or dominant versus subordinate, or a potential mate versus rival. But a 2024 study challenged that assumption. Researchers designed an experiment that asked a simple question: does a jumping spider treat a familiar individual differently from a stranger, even after time has passed? To test this, they took two regal jumping spiders, A and B, and exposed them to each other for 7 minutes. During this time, they would walk towards each other and get acquainted. They were then visually separated for 3 minutes using an opaque barrier. Then, during the interlude, the researchers would either leave Spider B in place or replace it with Spider C. They would then remove the barrier and see how Spider A reacted. And what they found was compelling. For the individuals the spiders had already hung out with, they weren't as interested. They kept their distance. For the new individual, there were clear signs of interest, like moving closer. The researchers then repeated the experiment with hours of separation instead of minutes, and the pattern remained. The spiders were more interested in the new guys, less interested in the original guys. And this pattern was extremely strong and statistically robust. So this implies that jumping spiders are capable of recognizing specific individuals, not just categories. This is incredible,
still trying to figure out what
why they do this is still a little perplexing. From all we know, regal jumping spiders have a limited amount of repeated encounters with the same individuals in the wild. So is this all just a side effect of being kind of smart in general? Maybe, but the researchers of this study have a different idea. Sometimes in nature, territorial animals express reduced aggression towards familiar foes, while being extra aggressive towards completely new individuals. It's sort of a the devil you know effect. It's called the dear enemy phenomenon. The researchers of this study suggest this could be why the jumping spiders would have had the evolutionary pressure to evolve this type of cognitive capacity, to more easily coexist with rival neighbors. However, more studies would need to be done to know for sure. But nevertheless, this specific behavior is one of the main reasons we humans are so attracted to them. We don't know for sure that this ability translates across species for the jumping spiders, but people often say that their jumping spiders acknowledge them when they walk in the room, that they do this more so with their favorite people, that they are observant, that they are aware. Recognizing another individual is already a remarkable cognitive feat. But for some jumping spiders, it isn't enough to simply tell one member of their species from another. They have to ask the question, which one is worth mating with? For peacock spiders, the answer unfolds in one of the most elaborate dances on Earth.
With peacock spiders, you pretty much have a bird of paradise on a much smaller scale.
This is Jürgen Otto, a photographer whose photos of peacock spiders launched them into the limelight for the first time in 2008. When he started photographing them, there were 6 known species. Now there are 106 and counting. Almost all of them live in Australia, some in New Zealand, and there might be one in China.
The diversity is incredible, particularly if you look at all the different colors and patterns. And every time you find a new one, it's just a new, exciting time. When a new species is discovered, okay, you can see a little bit it's different from others, but you don't know exactly how different it is until you get the male to display.
When I first came across Jürgen's website, my jaw hit the floor with just how many different peacock spiders there are. I had seen Meritus volans before and thought that was the only one, but I was so wrong. There are so many incredible peacock spiders, each one of them with incredible colors and patterns.
If you ask a human to come up with patterns, he wouldn't come up with any of these ones. They're sort of out of a different world.
And not only do their colors differ, so does their behavior. Take Meredith volans, the best known peacock spider.
At first, the male, you see how he gets excited and starts vibrating his body. Then he putting up 2 legs into the air, the third pair of legs, raises them. Then up come the flaps when the spider walks from side to side.
This dance is characterized by his brilliantly colored abdominal flap, revealing iridescent blues, reds, yellows, and blacks, arranged in bold geometric patterns, and leg motions that are highly patterned, with specific angles, pauses, and tempos.
But then there are others who do something very different.
Yeah.
For example,
PJ's
there's a
link
group
in
of
the
spiders
chat.
that we
I'm
call
not
the
gonna watch
Vespa
it.
group,
I'm
where
gonna watch most of
the male also uses his legs in a similar way, but he lets the female approach to a very close distance of 2-3 millimeters. And then he sort of puts in a show where he shows his flaps on one side maybe, and then lets it disappear again and puts them up on the other side. So it keeps the female constantly entertained and the female constantly following the movements of these flaps. This is interesting because the female is at such close proximity that she could easily jump on that male and devour him if she wanted to. So the male's under constant pressure to perform. Another one that comes to mind is
We're never
some
under
species
pressure
that
before.
lift the abdomen up while they're pushing themselves up on the legs and then can rotate the abdomen underneath the bodies to let the female see the underside of it. Some species don't have flaps at all and don't even bother to putting up the abdomen to show it because
they want to see it before they buy the property. You know what I'm saying? This is almost over, guys. I'm getting tired, and I got to get some rest before I got to work tomorrow. Yay!
because it's not particularly interesting, but they have a very blue face, as Martus Personatus that I'm thinking of. And he just uses his legs, leg movements and vibration of the body. There's Maratus Tortoise, one of my favorite ones, who shows the female one side of the flap and then with a like swishing motion shows her the other side and just keeps on doing it in close proximity to the female.
And what's even more incredible is that each species doesn't just have a single dance, but a whole repertoire of different moves. Moves that are employed at different times of the courtship, but not always in the same sequence. Each of these moves probably has a specific purpose. And on top of this, a 2011 study documented that they also produce vibrational songs. The researchers found that males produce distinct, repeatable vibration patterns by rapidly tapping and scraping the substrate with their legs and abdomen. You can hear them. The vibrational signals consist of short pulses, buzzes, and longer broadband components, with dominant frequencies generally in the low hundreds of hertz, well within the sensitivity range of jumping spider mechanoreceptors. The female can't hear these sounds in the air. She feels them through the substrate. But aren't these sounds just a byproduct of their flashy movement? The scientists don't think so. The sounds still happen when the male spider isn't doing the best parts of his dance, and even when the spiders can't see each other. The authors conclude that females are likely evaluating males based on a combined signal, integrating vibratory information with visual cues. And the stakes in all of this are very high. The female is larger, unimpressed by default, and is perfectly capable of killing and eating him if the performance is wrong, or even if it's right, but poorly timed. But if he does this all correctly, he gets the chance to mate. This all absolutely blows my mind. Invertebrates court all the time, crickets sing, fireflies flash, moths release pheromones. But what makes the peacock spider different is the complexity of this. The signal is multimodal. Color, motion, timing, posture, and vibration are coordinated into a single performance. Plus, these dances can be anywhere from a few minutes long to an entire hour. This all fundamentally violates our expectations about simple animal minds.
I definitely think there's a lot of cognition going on. If you watch their behavior, you see how constantly the male judges the reaction of the female and adjusts its behavior accordingly. This doesn't happen like a programmed thing. There's constant variation in it, depending on each other's reaction.
But weirdly, males will even dance for females that aren't even the same species as them. Can they not tell? Do they not care? Usually the females will ignore these males, but not always. Sometimes the females will watch, captivated. Could certain species even be capable of interbreeding? We don't know the answer to this, but it would be a fascinating line of inquiry for research. And look how freaking small it is. Sometimes watching the clips of these animals, I forget the scale.
Even if you tell people how small they are, I keep telling people that between 2 and 4 millimeters, but it doesn't compute until they actually see them, and they're still surprised how small they are. This is one of the main things with peacock spiders, that any of this behavior that we recognize and observe would be sort of less astonishing if it was in a large animal, in a vertebrate. But seeing this in such small animals just is unbelievable for most people.
They are so impossibly small for being this impossibly clever. If all of this so far has your imagination spinning, wondering about the inner worlds of these spiders, you're not alone. I can't help but wonder if they can form expectations, remember individuals, and solve problems. Then is there a subjective experience inside that tiny nervous system? Is there any way to ever actually know this? There probably isn't, not exactly anyway. But it's really hard not to speculate. People who keep these spiders as pets have endless stories of moments that seem truly inquisitive, like this spider that seems to be looking at his own reflection, pondering its own existence. I know I'm anthropomorphizing, okay, but I also believe there's more going on here than we realize. A 2022 study begins to reveal just how mentally sophisticated jumping spiders might be. Scientists wanted to know whether these tiny predators don't just rest at night, but whether their sleep is structured in distinct phases like ours. To test this, researchers filmed young jumping spiders while they slept. They focused on juveniles because, unlike adults, their cuticle is still transparent. And remember how through the transparent cuticle we could see the spider's retinal movement? This little feature allowed the scientists to do something almost unheard of in an invertebrate: watch eye movement during its sleep. By filming sleeping juvenile jumping spiders, researchers could directly observe retinal motion between the cuticle and ask whether jumping spiders show a REM-like sleep state. For vertebrates, REM sleep is characterized by eye movement and muscle twitching. And sure enough, the spiders exhibited regular, periodic bursts of retinal movement. These eye movements were rhythmic, consistent in duration and interval, and increased in length as the night progressed. These retinal movements were also tightly linked with muscle twitches and stereotyped leg curling actions, behaviors analogous to the twitching that we do during REM sleep. This is the...
Oh, I think you have it. They're having a dream. There must be some kind of spiritual aspect to this.
The first strong evidence of REM-like sleep in invertebrates. And this is mind-blowing because of what we know about REM sleep. For us, REM sleep plays a major role in stabilizing and integrating memories. Everything from emotional memories to memories regarding new skills and patterns to associative links between ideas. REM sleep seems to reorganize new information. It also works to regulate our emotions and build new neural pathways. And most fascinatingly, our most vivid, narrative dreams occur during REM.
One hypothesis
I'm
about
going to
why
say this. The mind is not just here to observe things. The mind actually helps your body operate. This is a known fact. Most of that neural network is actually controlling muscles, making sure your systems are all working properly. That's really what a lot of your mind is doing, making sure your heart rate's going at a certain pace. That's why I think that you clear your mind, you're more healthier. Don't clutter with all this junk. I think that's better yet, being in touch with God, or call it the spiritual aspect of it. That's where they're trying to narrow down, and they're trying to make it seem like we're just like animals. We're a little different, I promise you. There's nothing else on this earth that's anything like us at all. Nothing.
They might be doing this is focused on a much larger concept of the function of dreams. My understanding of one of the functions of dreams is that it is a way of trying out models of the world, predictive models of the world, while avoiding the costs of them, right? So you can try out how your body would react to flying without needing to jump off a building, right?
Well,
and you do this in your dreams so that your brain can be better prepared for the world when you're awake.
We thought for a long time that this was exclusive to vertebrates, that dreaming probably didn't exist in the arthropods, the insects, the smallest small-brained creatures of our world. But the jumping spider challenges all of this. Perhaps it doesn't have to do with brain size. Perhaps it has more to do with an animal's visual system. I've heard some people argue that because they're such visual creatures, it could have something to do with consolidating the things they've seen during the day, like their memories.
Yeah, I mean, they do have memory. We've been able to teach them to avoid or prefer particular colors in prey, and those memories seem to last for about 2 weeks. So it is possible that they are essentially updating their cognitive model of the world, reinforcing memories, or trying out new possibilities. It's not really clear.
Does all of this mean that they are literally dreaming? Seeing images, replaying fights with other spiders, feeling like they're jumping through molasses? Maybe, but we'll probably never know for sure. But all of this does suggest that vision is being processed offline, and that even tiny brains may need downtime to process the world. It's so hard not to anthropomorphize, but when you're around them, it's impossible not to.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, we do have, in the Venn diagram of how we experience the world with jumping spiders, the part that's shared is probably very narrow, but we do share some of our world, and I think anthropomorphization has a bad rap for good reason because we can over apply it. But in reality, I do think that more of our world is shared with the perceptual worlds of other animals. And so some of our instincts and intuitions there are probably not wrong. We just have to be cautious about it.
I think we have more of a conscious decision we make daily compared to what they're more reactionary because they're in the animal kingdom. That's the difference. Well, guys, I think this is the end of it. Let's wrap it up.
One final question.
And I'm going to go to sleep.
How do you get that much computing power in such a tiny little brain?
It's
the fundamental neuroscience question about jumping spiders.
Sure.
And the answer is really cool and kind of complicated.
Let's see what this is.
And it was going to be hard to illustrate, and this video is already really long, and I was out of time. So rather than add a final segment to this video, I've written a short article that answers this question that you can read for free over on my Patreon. I'm going to use Patreon for regular updates about the channel and about my life, and any cool creature I might have found that day. Think of it like a free newsletter.
She's been delightful so far, but she's not right about evolutionary part of it. Now I'm going to go hit the hay. Deplorable. Thanks for stopping by and making a fool out of yourself. And I'm going to tell y'all good night. And I'll try to do another stream tomorrow afternoon before Saab comes on if he does. I'm going to be doing some more applications. I'm going to see if I can finish my paperwork. I got to get back on the ball. That's a figure of speech. All right. Good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a nice little presentation. I like the end of this, Paul, this little video. You watch it all the way through. You'll get the point. Good little cartoon. Night, Josh. Night, Ken. Night, Big Pine. Night, Logical. Captain Caveman. I hope everybody grabbed your link and watched it. Everybody's got links out there to grab them, and I'll keep saving the ones that I like, and I will review them. The one I put in there, LEA Paul, goes on with PJ about me too, so they did a show on him. He's not so welcome to Flat Earth at all. I think he is just straight up almost Satan, if you want to, and he's got his way into the arena, if you want to call him that. No, boys, have a good night or morning, wherever you're at. Am I sharing this right? Here it is. Perfect. Night, Juno, night pushing. Night Logical. Night Paul. I'm going to finish that book this week. I'm pretty sure of it. Matthew, good to see you again. Enjoy your work, Santero. Thanks for coming up. Ryan and Andrew. Good night, all. Oh, bro. Yeah. We're all with it. Out. Oh, there goes the globe. All right, good night, guys.